And we are live. Hello guys, welcome. Welcome back to Flat Earth British for another epic flat a day night. Wiggly, squiggly, flat thumbs to you all. Let me check my comms in order. Ooh, it's flat a day. Best day of the week. And we are going to have a fantastic night and our minds blown. Let me in. Best day of the week. And we are going to have a fantastic night and our minds. That sounds all right. Maybe a bit low. Okay. Tell me how you are reading me. Is the audio okay? Is it doable? Cheryl? Anybody? Ginger Green? Hi. Welcome. To Flat Earth British. Yay! I haven't got my little machine for applause. Yeah, I have. Okay. Just let me indulge myself and share my thoughts with you today, guys. Some things I've been thinking about. That's not actually what I had in mind. Anyway, 142 of you just showed up. Good to see you all, guys. Welcome to Flat a Day. Like I said, allow me to share my thoughts with you for this week and what I've been thinking about. Now, I'm going to start here, and it's this. I may have missed something concerning the high strangeness that is going on. I'm going to talk about it now. Something really weird happened in the last couple of years during COVID. There was something else going on of why they wanted everybody locked away. So I've been thinking about that. And this fact, okay, is that Britain, I can't speak for the rest of the world, America looks like it's doing swimmingly good, but not in the inner cities. The inner cities are doomed everywhere. They are not planning for our future. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. I've been following YouTube channels in the last week. I enjoy basically tour videos and people tuning in the world because I like to do that myself. It's something I can really relate to. So I'm watching Backer Ben and Bankrupt and Bald, two guys who go traveling the world. Now they went around Britain and they went to all the British seaside resorts and the centres of towns, and they got speaking to the locals. And no matter what town in Britain you were in, everybody said the same thing. They say, "Well, what's it like here?" And every one of them said the same thing. These words: "It's shit." It used to be good 30 years ago, but the country's not really ours anymore, and we're just lucky to have somewhere to live if you are that lucky. And the rest of people are just not here anymore. Not sure what I mean by that, but I was in the deep suspicion during the last 2 years that like vast amounts of people were just, not being noticed because everybody was in their houses, like the homeless, for example, and just like not here anymore. So what you find is the British seaside resorts are all boarded up. So no one sees the investment possibility of beautiful British seaside resorts. Why? Because everybody's getting cheap bagging holidays to sunny Costa Brava? Or is it the fact that we shouldn't really expect any warm summers in the near future in Britain? Whatever it is, they are faking it too. One part of this video that I watched was there was entire towns in the north of England no one was living in. Every house was boarded up. Where's the population? There's no work. They've moved on. There's no work here, but everyone's still staying put. So that doesn't ring true to me. And the local council in this one town, the West Midlands, took it upon themselves to fake the windows and fake the front doors with plastic coverings that look like front doors and windows. Now, why would the council be faking to make it look like North Korean style? These houses for drivers who are going through are actually occupied when the whole place is empty, like a cover-up. But like North Korea do, to make it look on the surface like everything's okay, but it's far from okay. We can't deny the level of strangeness right now. No, I've been watching that program. I've watched up until to date, the Fallout is a game I play on my computer. Although it's to do with nuclear war, something I don't really buy into, if you're programming of that. But it is really interesting, the fact that these vaults, these people don't know anything of the outside world in these vaults underground, and that there's a breeding program for repopulation. And I thought, well, isn't that an interesting scenario? Because, I was trying to pinpoint how, especially with the orphan train arrivals in such vast numbers and being dropped off to new parents, a bit like Invasion of the Body Snatchers bugs. Here's your new human, if that's the case. What if that is where we came from? The original arrivals, our generation Hex. What if we've been around here for a little bit too long and we started to notice the looping and the replicating cycle and the patterns in this place, that you start to wonder and ask questions about where we arrived from. Now, the arrivals, in the case of San Francisco, they just shit out of nowhere. And these places are completely destroyed cities. And then there's these people turning up, and then it's all built again and a brand new population. So what we're going to look at later, or when we get underway in this post, is the possibility of replicant imposters in our population. How would we even know, guys? Listen, I had a guy in my emails telling me my wife's not my wife. She came home from work and she's not my wife. Lee, flat earth British, still swears blind that his wife is not his wife. And I heard this a lot in the last 2 years, people just changing personalities. Now, hold on a minute, if it's not as outlandish as it might seem, because I've noticed a complete change in people. Nobody, family members, people I know grown up, nobody looks the same. Now, I appreciate that people get older, but I mean, most people are locked into like this vault life mentality. If you watch that fucking Fallout, they got this cushy-wushy little fucking world of make-believe going on in the vault life, yeah, where everything is tickety-boo. And these 1950s replicating advert songs. And then I see it in the real world. I thought, fuck me, they've been doing that all along. The advertising people, the marketing people, they're doing it now. They're just pushing in these fluffy, feely fucking songs into adverts, chucking a child, chucking a fucking dog, and you sell a project. They're merciless, the marketing people, and they're genius. So we're going to have a look at that. Also, something else, another subject, which you won't have heard about on the internet before, because I don't think anybody, like first bit of my vlog, actually spoke about these subjects before, and is this. Public art. What is the fucking point of it? I don't see any creative expression in public art, or whatever the architect or sculpture or whatever person designed the public art for, you see in numerous cities around the world, is these pieces of shit art that mean nothing. Except they all got one thing in common. There's a space inside for something. And we're going to look into a really weird narrative for spooky narrative for Snoopy, spooky Snoopy. Apparently, if you Google him and look into Snoopy, the cartoon character from Peanuts, he's mentally ill. Apparently, they had a mentally ill cartoon character who had a high level of autism. I never actually noticed that, but that was that attitude that Snoopy has, really shitty attitude. But there's no esoteric meaning or anything I can find, but there is some meaning in the word Snoop, like Snoop Dogg, okay? Snoop Dogg style. Snoop means, when you look into it, it means to watch people or spy on them. Snooping, spying on them. So I find it really curious that my city got covered in Snoopies during COVID. Nobody ever set eyes on. We'll look into that. That's really weird. and that NASA asked the founder, or the guy who wrote Peanuts, Charles Schultz. It's probably a Mandela effect. His name was Schultz. They asked him if, can we use Snoopy for a safety symbol for our Apollo spaceship rides? And he was like, yeah. I read everything about his life. It was really interesting, but I don't think there was anything sinister about it. It seemed quite a nice chap. So anyway, we're going to look into that. It's really weird, and there's loads of clues to the weirdness. We're going to look into whatever I can get time to look at. Okay, it's vintage photographs, images of the day. We're going to have some fun. We're going to laugh together and learn what it is to be happy in a realm that's set up for you not to be. It's really weirdly. Yes. So later on, I might have a little, because I want to, okay, is the things that I want to fuck off. Okay, it's like, you know, certain things I want to fuck off from my existence. Not that they're in my existence, like television, but TikTok. Yeah, TikTok is it's not good. It's not good, and I don't trust the people who make it human rights. It's dismal human rights records. We do remember Chairman Mao, don't we? Okay, I'm just saying. So I'm going to have a little rant about other things, and some of them will be in a loving, all of them will be in a loving nature because I care, and it's a very, very. There's a lot of distractions I'm finding, especially with this narrative that I'm talking about. Like, is cloning a possibility? Dolly the sheep, all of that. Well, it died after. To my thinking, I think that they were from some of the evidence we've seen in alchemical symbols with the homunculus, etc., which is definitely looking like some sort of human cultivation process using the magic of alchemy. But I really do think that cloning processes have been around for a long time. Yeah, I really do think that some of these replicating people and what they call celebrities are not just born into it. They've been there all along, just like Interview with a Vampire, if that's the right phrase, Interview with the Vampire, whatever, Mandela affected, that they're immortal. And they live for hundreds of years. And the rest of us, well, the rest of us, when they're not planning for our future specifically, they're planning for vault life mentality people, is from what I can see. Everybody who's thinking for themselves at this point in time, they want to bug the fuck out because it's coming down like a big and nasty, heavy sledgehammer on humanity, isn't it? Just like Big Brother said, stamping on the face of humanity forever. They would love to. But thankfully, there is a resistance in place. And it's called the Truth Community. As long as the internet lasts, but then we'll go and meet in fields. It's always my ways. So yeah, we're going to look into the cult of Snoopy, things that fuck me off, and a vault life mentality. We're going to slag off even Satan. We'll slag off Satan as well. All of them along the way, okay? Because we actually don't give a fuck. Okay, yeah. We're going to go down. We're going to get in. We're going to go in deep. We're going to go in double deep, double wiggly flat thumb deep is all we're going to go in. Okay, so you up for that today? And a giggle along the way. Nobody will be hurt in this presentation. They're just videos that have been posted, memes that have been posted on the internet. Right, what's that, Kate? Let's have a look what people are saying. Okay. My mum helps asking me what's going on with the royals. I've said they've prepping. No, what I think is this. I don't think, I'm going to show you an image later of when they opened a mausoleum or excuse me, a monument to the dead Queen Victoria in Liverpool, and the entire city turned out in fine dress to watch it. If the royals came to Cardiff city centre in modern day, they would have to hire people from basically rent an actor to line the sides of the streets and wave Union Jacks on the streets of Cardiff. No, nobody actually gives a fuck. And in Wales, people triple don't give a fuck. Yeah, because that's about you. Okay, I don't know where they made up this rule for one family, you know, from anyway, they're all related. We're going to look into that later. Even that one that does Facebook, whose name I'm not going to mention, he's a Habsburg. He's a Habsburg. He got the Jimmy Savile Ching guys. We're going to get into that later. As I said, we're going to go double deep. So I hope you're into this. 475 of you, welcome, all of you. Could you please, if you can, share this video out. Okay, get more people over, because this is where the juice is going to go down tonight here. Okay. Jitterbug. I love watching people jitterbug. It's really funky. Can you imagine that in the 1940s? Mind you, the 1920s dancing was pretty risque, wouldn't it? Dun, 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 dun. So who introduces all the different styles and the progression of styles? Because the quality in clothes and making of clothes diminished from the 1700s to the 1800s. Everyone was in drab, harsh materials and starched shirts, crinoline gowns, all the rest. Although they did have fine textiles, but I mean, compared to the 1700s, everything was just fine. Silks, fucking laces and all of that business. Yeah, I think 1984 has come to pass. I think that happened when I was small. Now, what I've noticed is, you know, I've been around a while now, and the change is profound. I'm trying to remember what it was like when we were still free. God help the millennials and the people that are born after, say, the year 2000. They're not going to know anything of what it was like to have lightest bit of freedom. They're all in on their fucking computers. They don't even know how to go and get covered in shit down the gullies and, you know, making lollipop stick daggers and all those things that normal kids do in the 1970s and 60s and 80s. It was fantastic. It was the best childhood ever you could imagine. Highly dangerous, though, because there were still people here, you know. But honest to God, it was lovely, though, when I was growing up. It was such a different world to now. And now everyone, I can just, in British people's faces, they look scared, confused. The spark's gone out of their eyes, guys. They usually put it into their eyes, but sparkly looking business in the British people's eyes. But they used to do it through bullshit like football matches, getting Manchester United to win the FA Cup or royal visits. We used to have like the Lord Mayor's parade, and it was like in all cities really, and the whole city used to turn out like waving flags and shit to watch the mayor. The fucking mayor. Who gives a fuck? Just such different times compared to now, honest to God. I feel sorry. I really do. I feel sorry for the young ones now. They haven't got no idea of what it was like then. We didn't have the internet, did we? If you want to make a phone call, you go down the telephone box and push a 2p. Beep, beep, beep before the pips go. Remember the pips? Beep, 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 beep. Oh, fucking hell. Try and find more money. Push it in. They haven't got a clue. Better times, no doubt about it. And the seaside resorts when I was growing up, man, bank holiday Monday, you couldn't even get in the town for traffic. Nowadays, they like literally cover all the Victoriana over with like pound stretcher boards or fucking stupid shops that they got. And that's an insult as well, isn't it? The way they hoodize everything, if that's a word, hoodize. By giving like, nobody's got a job. It's a really poor community, so we'll give them all pound shops and charity shops. They can live off rubbish and junk. And then the country's like completely, well, I was going to say invaded and taken over, but it is really invaded and taken over, but that's by design. But I'm thinking about in terms of replicant population. How would you even know, guys? Yeah, NPCs. Maybe they're just fucking not programmed and they're just like, ugh. I did it. I went in America. I would talk to people in America. All right, I'm Welsh, outside of their frame of reference. But they would literally, the computer would shut down. They'd be like they were an android. And they're like, malfunction, I do not know what this is. And the wires and sparking stuff, but without the sparking. But not like that. So I'm just saying, how would you even know? I've had this sneaky, like, Invasion of the Body Snatchers feel for a while, and maybe they've been doing it all the way along. And maybe that the world doesn't end like the Bible says and other narrative says, with a big fuck off wave that kills everybody. And maybe they find other literal sinister ways to do it, like slow kill, and then they just subtly replace the population. Replacements. And that seems to have been what's happening all the way along, because nobody seems to be where they're supposed to be. You know, Asia, you got redheads and gingers in Afghanistan, and in Peru, you got ginger people there, and you got blondes where they're not supposed to be, and it's just everyone's a mishmash. Nobody's where they're supposed to be. So I think they might have been doing that a lot. I'm not saying that they don't destroy the world, because the evidence of the classical smashed up architecture, although I noticed maybe the Acropolis in Athens was a little bit too high on that mount, or that fort that goes around it, because a lot of that stayed there. There was a tower there that's got taken down in the last few years. Wonder what that was all about. But anyway, so all of the classical world was smashed, so some really bad event happened. And further back, from some of the evidence we see in India, etc., it looks like there was some sort of plasma discharge event that melted a lot of buildings, like vitrified forts in Scotland from the comet event of first millennium AD, apparently. Yeah. So we're going to give you a few shouts when we get stuck into the juice. I'm supposed to be on, there's a little interview on a show later on. So what we're going to do is, when I've got a few people over and I've done a bit of presenting, we've had a little giggle and play together. It's a nice young chap, truthing. We're going to go and chat raid him. We're going to go and love bomb him. We're going to make him literally shit himself and be like, who's these fucking people that have just turned up in my chat, bringing the love. So I think that'd be a good bit of fun. We'll try that later. And other stuff that is happening on the Flat Earth British realm, we'll talk about as well. It's been very, very interesting week. I don't like to say that word, the Greta word. Apparently, it's anything saying about Greta is apparently in a negative context is apparently not allowed on YouTube, or anybody really. So except Adolf Hitler. Oh yeah, you can slag him off all you fucking want, and they don't take your video down, because he's arch enemy number fucking one, isn't he? The last century. Anyway, gingers have small hands and smell like cabbage. No, I'm going to not say that's true. I have a close ginger friend, and I'm not getting any cabbaginess coming from it at all. Ginger people do not smell a cabbage. And because of the context of this video, I'm just going to put this out there before I start. People in my comments are going to say, oh yeah, babies were born in cabbages, mad. Well, I'm an adult, grown up. So I don't think babies can actually be physically born out of vegetable. It may be the case that they're showing us through predictive programming that there's through the orphan train scenario, the incubator scenario, and all that I'm going to show you in a minute, that there's been some breeding program and replacement program ongoing for millennia. And that's what they're doing, rather than smashing it all up and starting again every time. Maybe it costs a little bit too much. The infrastructure that they're building is, although they're covering up all the old architecture, the Tatarian buildings, here in Cardiff Bay, the biggest, unbelievable buildings boarded up, like the Mount Stewart Square Coal Exchange. Fantastically big building, all boarded up. Okay, they're all custom houses worldwide, beautiful buildings, boarded up for some weird reason. Yet, all cities have just shit up new towers out of nowhere since about the year 2000. Everything just went with these shitty towers of glass and steel, which doesn't last. They won't last a millennia, and they won't last hundreds of years like the multi-tiling buildings are going to show you with that. They just fall to fucking pieces. Just like TikTok made in China. Anyway, keep that for later. So, what do you think of the show so far? 540 of you. I'm having a nice cup of Yorkshire tea. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, Wickness 8110 is saying hello to you all. So that's nice. So Jeffrey Griffin, hi Jeffrey, old chap. You might not be old chap. You've been around for quite a while in my chat, so I'm saying that. Okay, Face Diapers in the house. Okay, keep giving them help. Alan and Gregory and Kathy and Kat is in the house and William is in the house and Donna is in the house. Yeah, like my cup. Yes, good, isn't it? Yeah. Jason Gray's in the house. Vibes is in the house. Vibes and truth prevails. Woohoo! Where the truth around me, where the truth. We haven't got a slogan. That'd be too much like them anyway. We don't want fucking slogans and badges and all of that bullshit. Somebody was going on about voting and all of that in the chat earlier, like it was actually a thing. I was like, weird. I thought everybody knew already that, you know, it was all fixed and rigged, like everything in this place, especially the sports. Sports is the biggest skank ever. Kay, good to see you sending love as well. Thor Jack sending love. Bob, yeah. Good to see you, my friend. He's our resident Hong Kong Fooey, #1. So lots of cabbages in Dorset. Yeah, shouldn't speak about your fellow people like that. Dorset's fucking lovely. I love Bournemouth. I love Poole. All of it is just beautiful. You're a lucky man. Adam, good to see you. It's nice here too. On these programs I've been watching, they shows you terrible places. I think to myself, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. It's like dead people lying around. It's like Bangladesh. Okay, don't want to, like, it's not their fault, but they could pick up their rubbish and they could clean the place up a bit. They're all sitting around doing fuck all. I appreciate it, soccer. Fuck me. You don't find that in Britain. You don't find that in Britain. People leaving knee-deep shit everywhere. And they don't build anything. There's like a million wires. They don't know about trunking. I couldn't stand it. See, I couldn't stand it. I'd have to say something. It's like, you know, just can you just sort this fucking out? Because it's a literal hellhole. And I thought to myself, well, I hope they don't do all, you know, all them stinking habits. Terrible. I appreciate that there's lovely people and they're struggling in a third world economy and all of the sanctions and wars and everything else, but they seem to like want to be fighting all the time. I don't know what that's about. And they got guns. Anyway, let's get off that. Angela Carson, that's just my thoughts. Okay. But the whole world seems to be like it. I tell you what, it's not like that in Britain and America and that. There's a lot of fucked up places and really dangerous places in this world, guys. Oh, fucking hell. We're very lucky to be in the West. We really, really are. People take it for granted. But it's fucked up everywhere else. Really is. Really bad. So, and the whole world seems to be like it. Okay, what's FaceTime saying? Oh, he's saying hi, 4 Jacks. No future for you. Bab. So let's have a look at this information and see what they're playing at, is it, guys? Because I really do think that I missed something with what was happening in recent times. There was more going on. Even after all finished, there was still no people around. I was like walking around with my son. We've seen the same people every day, like the Truman Show, like you'd expect to see. I was like, well, it's boiling hot. Where the fuck is everybody? Nobody even come back out after, like, they said, oh, you can go out now. It's lovely, wherever. Yeah, nobody did. It was just the weirdest thing. I was like, where the fuck is everybody? Mm-hmm. I don't know. How do we even know? Everyone was mind fucked with it all. It's like, what? What? They're locking everyone away. What? Can't make that shit up, guys. Anyway. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. Make sure to share this out, guys. We're going to start here. Orphanages. Be quiet, Beethoven. Okay, so a long time ago. So what I talked about for a few years was that I was born in one of these, not dissimilar looking, not mental asylum, but it was before. It was a workhouse, which is St David's Hospital in Cardiff. Not dissimilar looking building, but these asylums are massive buildings, a lot bigger than this one, and they're all over the free world, let's just say, the Christian world. And it seems like, Steinfeld says his father was an incubator baby. And somebody said in my comments earlier that one of their relatives was, in fact, one of these orphans. So there's an orphanage home, strange rules that they have concerning the care of these kids who have no parents. So where are the parents? Well, if there's thousands on a train, then it must be tens of thousands of parents. Got to wondering, like, well, did they really just kill every person? Or is it that these came from somewhere else? This place, somebody sent me, said, this is a sad little place. It's somewhere in America, and it's orphan train sort of place you can visit. I feel sorry. It's like, what the fuck? It's like a place. Memory of the orphans who rode the baby train from New York from 1907 to 1929. They were doing that. Vast numbers. And these orphanage asylums. Here's one weirdly up on the hill in San Francisco, which doesn't seem to have any San Francisco actually around, maybe on the hills in the foreground. They're out in the way. They're always out of the way, okay? Out of the way of people. And then they just fill these up, and they're in an asylum, like basically a prison. And their crime is no crime. They just haven't got parents. And they go through an indoctrination program, all of them. One-room schoolhouses, boys kept separate from girls. Now, I thought at first it was just they didn't want the sexes mingling, because of future interest. But I really do think that there's more going on with that as well, okay? And I'll explain why they would keep the boys and girls separate. So they were selling these in the past. I'm not sure if that's true, though. Sausage Orphan, 75p. And, yeah, stop sniveling, Colin. I think that's just old 70s cruelty to children, actually, which seem to be all, permissible. Treating women like shit, being abusive towards children was all seemed to be normal 70s behavior in Britain. I don't know what the rest of the world was like, but God help us all. It's not okay, obviously. So, yeah, all the children are kept, apparently, when they rounded up all of the gypsies and all of the rest and the communists and everything else from Europe, they apparently stuck them in railway carriages, didn't they? And they moaned like fuck. We had to listen to it. Don't hear anything about the orphan kids that were kept in railway carriages for thousands of miles moaning about anything ever, do you? Well, no. Because they were given to parents who were waiting for them. A bit like, here's your new pod. Here's your new Johnny Cab. Here's your new Model T1000 Android. Nobody will know the difference. Or they could be just human hybrids. I can't believe that all of them haven't got no parents. And they're coming from the way out west. Pioneers have just arrived, man. Well, some of them are coming from Chicago. And they're arriving, this carriage, everyone posing. It's quite a sad thing to think that have no parents. But like I said, I can't believe that this mass murder was go unnoticed. But then I noticed with this narrative, when I went through it in my mind, I thought that could be covered up, and they could lie about that, and now they could pull that off. Because I'm trying to work out, they're super genius. I'm trying to work out, I think to myself, well, what would I do? How would they work this out? How would they do it? How would they implement the replacement of a civilization? What, a war or lockdown? People are living like this still today, the world over, sitting in shit and just struggling to survive. Should the world be like that, guys? Why do they put up with it? Imagine that. I hated school. I like to go and make trouble. Imagine just looking at that giant architectural piece, walking into it like big, massive classrooms and imposing, nasty headmaster. And used to get smacked and all sorts. I noticed they're mixture, but they'll go in through the girls' door and the boys' door. Asylums, world over. And I thought about this as well. I thought about, okay, so you bring in endless amounts of orphans, and then you put them in, some of them end up as child slaves working in the pits of Pennsylvania. Why is that? Is it because there's a serious lack of adults at this time? Or is it just a case that if you're from what is essentially the vault life, you're expendable and you can work in the mines? He looks really pissed off, this one here. And all over the world, they did this. These kids, all right, they're small, they can get the coast scene, but child labor, they push, they show us that this happened a lot in these periods, which is no different to now, is it? In Chinese sweatshops and the rest, to buy all that plastic crap that everyone buys in the West for fucking Christmas. And these are from the British rag trade industry, the cotton mills of Northern England. They do seem happy enough, clean enough, but some of these children had to go under the mills collecting cotton, and some of them got like mold with like threshing machine type things, but these weaving machines. Ruins of orphanages. Now, I read of one, what American city was it? I think it was in Idaho somewhere, of some orphanage that got burnt down, and I was looking into, and I thought, and then I looked at it about 3-4 years ago on a vlog with you all. I pulled up a number of orphanages that got burnt out. Some kids got killed, some never. But these orphanages, yeah, there's one year in 1914, already a ruin. Already a ruin. So if you look at the thumbnail on my video, you can see there's a lovely little painting. I'm not actually sure who it says in the corner, but I can't really work out who the artist is. But it shows you a woman picking up, like they do in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, one of her new model, her new baby. They were even posting children using American postage system up until like 1920s. You could literally send your niece off to your family in the West in a mail bag, and they check it in the back with all the other mail bags. So yeah, there's been some books written about it. I see orphan trains and their precious cargo. Spooky. And there's endless examples of the Vatican, the church, and the establishment taking a keen interest in these uniformed children that have no parents. Some go in the mines. It's this class system going on. These ones you can see up in the top corner, they are the upper crust, as you can see. Excuse me. There's a gentleman in a top hat there. These ones, well, they were radicalized because of their authenticity, but they haven't got a good reputation in Europe anyway. They've been kicked out everywhere, so it's something to do with that. And the orphans, like in Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens, but I really do think that that is just some sort of, to give you the idea of that's how shit it was in Victorian London, but the evidence doesn't really support it. I've read some of the statements of like people who went house to house in London in that period. They said terrible things, but it's honestly, it's no different to what they're doing now in other countries. Sweet fuck all. But there was always going to be the class system in Britain. These being inspected by somebody who looks like Lord Kitchener. Actually, I think that might be Lord Kitchener. And all of them in uniforms. And they did that in my day. I couldn't wear one. I had health to try and make me wear my uniform. And the spooky science, we didn't know until we dug into it as truthers, of how quick they could make a tiny baby, even premature baby, into a baby that's up and toddling around in like weeks rather than years. They pushed the infant program through where they could repopulate somewhere in maybe 10 years flat. And isn't a coincidence that all American cities have been destroyed by fire? Boston, Chicago, San Francisco, or nearly all of them have had these terrible fire incidents. And then there's a new population at the same time. Okay. child life section baby incubators, and they bring these things on with their science quick. And they had these in the great expositions, the World's Fairs, which I also think are predictive programming for the new arrivals that are very probably, it makes sense that rather than kill all of them parents, these had no parents. They're not orphans at all. They're bred, they're in uniforms. They grow up forgetting, not knowing, re-indoctrinated, and on we go with the show. New stage set. Nurses, they're always a sinister bunch as well. No offense to nurses out there. I'm sure you've got a secret fraternity going. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I don't know. Might be true. I was just thinking that was just women in general, that you had a secret thing going on them men didn't know about and noticed. You're all in it together. So, where's the parents? Choose a baby. Just choose any old baby. Choose the wrong one. And take the wrong one home. It's like, it's nothing like me, this baby. It's like, no, I picked up the wrong fucking one, didn't I? Ah, God love them though, guys. What's this say? Good morning. Oh, morning. Somebody's died there. Baby. Ooh. Baby fold. Normal. So there you are. Where's their parents? How are they there? From the incubator to a cot, never having a cutch or a hug, I shouldn't imagine. And then, you know, it's just don't quite. And then babies out of incubators, and they don't see any parents, and then it's off to repopulate the world that seems to have been reset. And always these uniforms, they don't get these at Marks and Spencer's or department stores. They get in these somewhere else. Everyone has identical clothes. And nurses. We had a mental institution here when I was a kid. They closed it down. It's now Aldi's and Farm Foods. And they use the same stone. But when I was a kid, they used to just like, you know, wobble back and fall. And they didn't seem too bad, but they did have a room 14, a padded, circular, vaulted place where they used to stick them with the straight jackets on. They had all that going on, and then they just let them out into the care, into the community. Apparently, it was all right. Look at these poor little kids. What sort of defense do you think they got in the world against some, you know, narcissistic, crazy fucking programmer? Oh, look, children, this is the globe. This is what we all live on. Yes. See this? This is called a dinosaur. Yes, these ruled the world for hundreds of millions of years. And then it goes on like that. And then that's how the next generation thinks, and the next generation, even the adverts of Vault Life. All of it, I never really noticed it before. It's all fucking Bonvita. It's all Bovril adverts. It's Ovaltinis. We are the Ovaltinis coming to fuck you up. This Lington home. So these are off, these two boys off to a new beginning with new parents. That'd be awesome. And the awesome Orphan brass band. So they give, at least they give them some interests. They look all blonde. They look all blonde. I got read years ago, but I can't find the citation, that something like 250,000 people or children went missing in 1900 in Great Britain. I think it was just London alone. And it said, when I read it, they were all predominantly blonde-haired. So I talked to my mother about it at the time when I read it, and my mother said, "Oh yeah, they went off to Arabia. Then them Arabs, they loved the blondes, Matt." I was like, "Okay, that's my mother's deductive reasoning. I didn't actually go with that, but fact still remains. That's what I read at that time. So I always remembered that. And people do go missing. And nobody really picks up on it. And loads of people said about the homeless during all of that going on, guys. Loads of people have mentioned it. They said they put them in hotels. What hotels? They're all fucking full of migrants, the hotels. The only people on the streets of Britain are black and white people. You do not see a Muslim brother or sister on the streets. They don't do it. They won't do it. That's just like really weird. But it's all Hegelian dialectic, bad energizing. cause division and all of that. You know, we're all trying to get on in this place together, and then playing us against one another. So there she is. This girl. She's like, oh, I'm not so sure about her. She's like, oh, look, I've got my very own child. Isn't it wonderful? And the kid's like, oh, no, I'm not feeling this at fucking all. I wouldn't either. And then she'd be all like pretending she's doty and all that, but really it'll all be about her. Oh, God, I don't like how that's going down. Fuck off, green your hat. We don't like you. I'm sure some of them went on to better lives, hopefully. But yeah. All the lonely people, where do they all come from? I think the Beatles told us plenty of stuff, didn't they, guys? Plenty of truths. Plenty of truths. Excuse me. So, yeah, they got a cult going on. A Vault Life cult. And, you know, these are, oh, God, iron lungs that they introduced in the 1950s and 60s. It's like, I knew a joke about Johnny said, I literally took my iron lung off my grandfather the other night. She said, what did he say? He went, which I laughed when I thought it was. So I think they're aliens. No, they're children being revitalized by UV lamps in one of these strange programs. And I'm going to talk about where I think that they might have come from. Just going to put it out there. I'm even going to the extent of, like, you know, why not Blade Runner? Hello, Hollywood keeps telling us little bits of truth with lies, guys, like Blade Runner with the replicants. You can't. Sean Young thought she was a sexy woman. She didn't even know she was an android, yeah? And, you know, we might be biomechanic organisms. The veins and arteries and muscles and everything might be just bioorganic. That's just how this model of robot goes. Growing, self-healing, replicating. A nurse using ultraviolet lamp to heal. It's burning it, she means. Oh, there you are. C-A-T is what, Lucy? Cat? Smack! Yes, that's right. So that was a load of joy in the Victorian schoolroom, and a one-room psycho woman, ill-educated probably. They don't stick them in with professors, not unless you're, you know, the higher crust, and then you're off to, you know, Yale to take Yale. And the kids from like the third world and all that, India and other places, Africa, they probably have a worse time shipping them around here, there and everywhere. Workforce, new spanking babies for rich fucking people. We couldn't have any children of our own, like Madonna. She goes to a market, she buys a shit ton, and then what she do? She bangs a fucking dress on him. It's like, but I'm a boy. She's not anymore. We're woke. And Orphan brass band, there you are. Living in dormitories. Horrible. It's like, and all of these asylums, all massive buildings for just children. And that is terrifying prospect for any child in the world. So, what about cloning? What about immortality? And not just being vampiric. They do tell us in the narrative, guys, you know, that they're cloning. So I'll just presume that they've been doing it for hundreds of years, and people like fuck me, I got a mental block, guys. I can't remember his fucking name. Oh my days. Thank you, little like fairy. We're not quite there yet. I got a mental block. Can you help me? David Carradine. My mistake. Oh yeah, Jason Gray, David Carradine. Kung Fu. And Steve Martin. I think he's still a chick. There he is in the Victorian era. Same character, same person in the next life. Hoping no one will notice, but they did pick up a. So Hollyweed. It should be Hollyweird, shouldn't it? The makers of dreams and fairy tales for everybody to go with, like it's a fucking reality. He's about as nuts as it gets. I'm not saying like there is a level of nuts, but there is, isn't there? There's like Gacy nuts. He's like, I give him a 9. I give him a 9 on the nutty scale for Keanu Reeves. But he's not Keanu Reeves from Wayne's World, Party On. He's not that. He's not Keanu Reeves from Johnny Mnemonic, is he? No. He's not Neo anymore. He's now John Wick. He's now had dreams that he's John Wick, and so he has become John Wick. Yeah, there he was in a previous life. I don't agree that looks like him. What about this gobby fucker? He looked like a shit took a shit back when he was in Britain. They tatted him up in Hollywood, pinned his ears back, and done a bit of touchy-wutchy with his face. Wrinkled, put an iron on his forehead, wrinkled them fucking wrinkles out of his head. Tatted up his hair with a bit of Rue 5. And then you get just the same gobby cunt, but looking a little bit better. Or is he a clone? See, I've been checking whether I got clones in America. They could have just like drugged us with some gas on the plane and done the procedure there. But I've still got Martin Luther things going on, which I don't think they can replicate even in the clone world. Yeah, I don't think I'm copyable. Good luck with that. So we on about Fall. Oh yeah, he got killed, didn't he, Martin? Because he was such a nice chap, and he wouldn't go along with the Satanism and the stamping on babies at the parties. It was like, yeah, so they killed him in a car crash, and then they brought in Fall. Now, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about how relaxed John Lennon and George were recording with, it was not the original Paul McCartney, but Billy Shears. And they know it, but they're like their old friends. They even talk about the old days in Hamburg together, because the Beatles are aware, because they're high up in the game, that they just brought a clone out, another clone, and not replaced him with an actor, because he's too musically the same, too. The way he was easily accepted, even if there's no doubt in my mind that he was replaced. There's no way the early sweet Paul McCartney was that fucker who was just really horrible personality. Eric Clapton can't fucking stand him. I've seen him talking to Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton's trying to walk away from him. He's like talking all stupid shit at him. He's like, yeah, okay. He looks like he's a bit gay there and all, don't he? So anyway, so Britney Spears, hit me, baby, one more time. She hasn't weathered as well as she should have, Britney, but I think she's a clone. And Madonna, if she got cloned, she wants to get her money back, I'm telling you. Nicolas Cage, there he is back in the Victorian days. So he's either a time traveler or they're just pushing out the same characters, lifetime after lifetime, reset after reset. There's Letterman. That's definitely Letterman in the past, but it could be a clone. They just pull out another clone as soon as they're like, right, you're just saying too much, you're being annoying, you keep fucking moaning about your royalties. We're going to like kill you and we're going to replace you with a clone. Like they do in the film Oblivion with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise didn't know that he was a clone, and he had a vault full of endless hymns, a bit like Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, I don't even care if he thinks he's a flat earther. He's on my fuck off list for this week. Matthew McConaughey. We like Justin Timberlake, don't we? Yeah, even though he was member of the Mickey Mouse Club along with Christine Aguilera and Hit Me Baby. No, I didn't mean like that. One more time, Britney Spears. So that was all really paedophilic as well, wasn't it? I'm just saying. So there he is when he was a Wild West hero. Oh, I wish I was. So I wondered about Eleanor being like, she's shit out of nowhere. She hasn't got any talent whatsoever. She's not even that good looking. She's just like an old, she looks like the lead guitarist Martin Gore of Depeche Mode. So she looks like an old handbag. And anyway, so I was like, how'd she get famous? Yeah, because she's probably related or just a clone of that old Civil War chappie there. What about Scarlett Johansson? What about her? She's a sinister one. She's in Hunger Games and all resetty type films as well, isn't she? There she is in the previous incarnation. Or did they just reset? Now that has got to be Johnny Depp, guys, back in the day. There he is. He's gone all smelly and biker now, and he pretends he could play music. That's embarrassing, though, isn't it, when he's on stage with Alice Cooper and other real musicians? Oh God, I hope no one notices. So there's a Zubiger, or whatever his name is. I can't even tell you, but he's definitely a Huguenot, because there's a Huguenot and he's the same. So, are they really sinister? Why do people put Hollywood stars on pedestals? Like, you know, Alec Baldwin. Oh my God. He's about as dodgy as they come. Oh my God. How many has he killed? Oh my God. It's frightening. It's frightening. So, what if they were breeding underground? Now, Jason Archaix mentioned that they could have had a lot of the real estate is below ground level. And in the ancient world, you have underground, like Derakuya, for 25,000 people, but no one ever lived in it. Or maybe the reason no one ever lived in it is because it was labs, breeding programs, maybe even hydroponics for growing food, like below your feet. How would you even know? Because it could have been there since ancient times, guys. Yeah, mud flood after mud flood, reset after reset, deep down in the ground, like deep, 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 deep. Because I said we're going in deep, didn't I? What are you saying, Adam Cook? At the bar. So yeah, so the people who live in Vault Life, they have a holographic dome above them that projects a sun and a moon that travels over them each day, and loads of little pretty lights in the sky as well, which the controllers of this dome here, they tell them that, oh right, that is the sun, and that is space and stars, and they're millions and millions and trillions and billions of light years away. And they tell the people in here, and the people here, well, they don't really question it because they haven't got any frame of reference. Nobody's telling them that something else is going to be going on. And they're linked to another civilization with another experiment, because if anyone doubts that this is some sort of weird, twisted experiment, they got another thing coming. This is an experiment. It's a social experiment in so many ways, guys. The Hegelian dialectic, the programs that are pulled on humanity decade after decade. I've seen a lot of them, from the hippie psyops all the way through the Cold War, up into the recent days, you know, with all of this fucking weird Generation Hex thing going on, which is so yeah, they just like our dome, and it could be connected by something to another dome, and they wouldn't know either, and we'd all be like, you know, just underground with holographic sky. I've mentioned 2 times before that I thought that we were in some sort of vessel, possibly underwater, because maritime law and the Phoenician thing tells us this. Massive spaces underground. These could easily be fitted out with some sort of dwellings under there. Massive caves, massive spaces down below our feet. And the ancient world, they were definitely going under. They knew. Ancient aquifers, keep their water fresh underground. Ancient tunnel systems, ancient sewer systems, everything underground. So what if it was a hive as big as that? How would we, if you were living in here, okay, and you had a holographic sky, and you had a false narrative because of television and the books and the schools, you have no frame of reference because only they can go up there. Yeah, watching them Chinese this week saying they're going to space. Oh my fucking God, that was so embarrassing. I knew they couldn't fake space like NASA. NASA is shit as well. Have you watched like modern day space shit? They're like just absolutely brilliant compared to one. It's just stupid. Anyway, so under our cities, there could be certain entrances, which I do believe is a thing as well, anonymous entrances that'll take you down to the vaults that have been there all along. And there's a bit of a narrative in Batman with Gotham about the underground world as well. I heard a narrative in the film Naked Lunch when I got one guy says, "Oh, New York is ancient, and the mysteries of old world New York," which I think is the case. So they had a pneumatic mail system in the past in London, and underground aquifers and systems. Okay, so underground. Now, what I was thinking was, they say, and they like in science and in the narrative to give us half-truths. Okay, they tell us bits of truths with lies. So what they tell us is we were born in the hearts of stars. Like the Crosby, Stills and Nash song says, we are stardust, we are golden. We want to go back to the garden. We all know that song, don't we? So, born in the hearts of stars. Now, the Hopi Indians, they said, when asked, where did everybody come from? And they said, the stars. I got this from Laura Key, which was a beautiful little clue. And maybe they were talking about Starforts. Maybe that was what the big deal is in all of the artistic impressions of the constant attacks at Starforts. And Starforts don't seem to have any military attack worthiness outside of a population inside, but we know that they go deeper. Now, what you're seeing here is the hive from Resi, from Resident Evil. And we know this hive is infinitely big and goes infinitely deep. Now, the world has been taken over by corporations. Governments, they don't even exist. They are bitches for the corporations. The corporations, they're like Voltec, and they have all these names like DuPont and all of these names that rule us now. Zirco, and they're all umbrella corporation. I even think there's an umbrella corporation, you know. So the hive under our feet, they tell us in contemporary information that they got huge installations below our feet. So imagine just for 1 second, even though I've shown images, imagine for 1 second that the sacred geometry in the water was required for a post-reset rebreeding program. We've already seen smoke coming out of these, or what look like steam. So maybe as well, geoengineering the climate somewhat after the flood. And we know that Starforts have geometric fractal geometry put into the mathematics of these buildings, which is fantastical. And to my mentality, that would certainly aid the reproduction, or I should say the production and growth of replicants, replacements, imposters that come here and take over, just like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but I'm not talking about aliens here, okay? I'm talking about vault dwellers. They tell you in that program, I'm telling you, it's so fucking uncanny. It's so real to life. How can I get out of here in a minute? Escape. Excuse me. Exit full screen. So imagine, right, what we get in these narratives, in these paintings. I've seen endless amount of paintings where you have huge, ginormous armies attacking Starforts like this. I make the big picture bigger for you so you can see. So they are beautiful, out of their frame of reference for the time that they are existing in. But what you do see in numerous paintings, I got loads of these huge armies trying to take them out. So I was like, well, why would so many people? Is it just conquest town? I'm going to take your country over, all of that, or is there something else going on with these things, like underneath them? So what if that was the case? What if they were doing, like, you know, the asylums and the rebreeding programs that they got going on in the expositions, for example, with the incubators? You can see just crazy big armies attacking these Starforts. Yet the Starforts are far from citadels and bastions for defensive relief, what they're advertised as in Wiki, because it actually makes no sense. These things are impregnable. The cannonballs and the infantry on the, and the artillery of the day just doesn't do anything to them. We found this with Fort Sumter, just bounces off or absorbs. So they weren't that, they were something else. So yeah, they could repopulate. They could get a train to come to a town next to a Starfort, take vast amounts of babies out to repopulate the population. And them's my conclusions and my thoughts on that. I'm thinking that it's something like the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's been rolled out. Rona and all of that just happened. It's definitely something to do with it all. And that the reset arrivals that we see come in and the orphans on the orphan trains are possibly from labs. They're replicants, and they come from underground, possibly cloning centres, possibly under Starforts. That would explain their purpose. And Britain has no future, and they are not planning for us, but they're planning for someone else. Who? The vault lifers, the people who love their cults, their religion, their royalty, and all of that stuff that they love. Well, we're going to talk about a new subject now, guys, before we go into some funnies and some entertainment. I don't know how many of you are watching, but if you would share this out, that would be absolutely awesome. And that would get more people over to enjoy themselves. Okay. In the old days, you used to have statues of people put up. Well, you're getting a statue of a people put up. But what we're finding is all over America and Europe and Britain is they keep spending stupid amounts of money on what is called public art. Now, I fail to see on any of these public arts the creative expression of the artist. To me, they're fucking stupid. All of them, okay, all of these public arts are hollow cylinders, like something could be inside. My friend once said to me, I heard a rumour that all public art was booby-trapped, and that's why they're in the centre of every town. What, like with a bomb? Like with something like that, or an EMP machine, or something else, because they stupid shit like that, for example. What the fuck is that? An upside-down globe. Do they actually think that's clever? Yeah? Are they fucking children? Oh, no, that's insulting children. No, they're just double fucking stupid. And they put outside some new looking church thing as well to go together. You know, the globe, LBGT, woke, church. It's all the same fucking thing, guys. You can lead a horse to water, but he's got to have a head. And there he is there. You can lead a horse to water, but a pencil must be lead. Isn't it weird how lead and leader, same word. They keep doing that with the British language, just to fuck our heads. Anyway, some nice public art, not. But again, it's got like a space inside it for, you know, what's it exactly doing? Oh yeah, it's really beautiful. It looks like a horse's head. It looks like the film Cell when they chop up a cow. No, I'm not liking that. It's not nice. This is good though. This is apparently in Sheffield, or was it Newcastle? One or the other. And they're vortexing water. So yeah, really awesome. They're doing like water structuring technology. So that one's pretty good. And I don't think there's a hidden device in there. That actually is good. So, okay, we're going to balance it. But okay, let's have a think about what we're paying you to the they're saying this to the architect or the artist. We're going to pay you £175,000 to make an artwork for our city centre to go in public art. So he made a load of rocks that look like a lump of shit with a rooster on top. Yeah, I know. It's like, it's just really fucking stupid. This whole realm is stupid. They got like a fashion cut. Was it? Oh my God. I can't remember it. But it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Haute couture. That's it. Haute couture. It's like, what the fuck? Fuck off, all of you already. So outside Primark here, not sure what town this is, but this is the beautiful architectural pieces we got now in Britain. Is a nice big Primark. I can guarantee you there would have been a big, nice red brick Tatarian building there in the background in the past, and here in this corner. So they're giving us cube. Bits taken out, clues probably or something, but artistic impression. No points. Yeah, silver balls reflect the outside. Yeah, really fucking brilliant thinking. Well done. Yeah, that was well worth the money. But still, space inside for something more. And oh my God. So we got councils in Britain. I don't know if you get them in America, and they just take all your money off you and they make these fucking artworks all over the fucking country. And take, like, we got a road sign one. It's a statue made of road signs, which cost them about, because they were recycled road signs, probably about like 50 quid to put together. But if I remember rightly, it cost Cardiff City Council or the taxpayers of Cardiff 78,000. And that was just one shitty public works on a shitty roundabout where prostitutes go to. It's called the Magic Roundabout in Cardiff. It's famous. So What we notice as well is they use these weird things at seasides and in Cardiff, these public art pieces of trippy art. And I'm going to show you something really weird. I don't know what that is supposed to be of. I don't know where that is, but again, with the globe thing going on. And whoever designed that was really fucking stupid. This was the Birmingham City of Culture, a thing that they had going on just recently. So they filmed a load of Phoenician, giving you the old one eye. You know, you've got the Apollonius thing going on, and the orb, or the, as we know it, the holy hand grenade. And this is a public art piece that looks really grim and miserable and deathly, like somebody unconscious and had their head smashed in Cardiff Bay. It's public art. It's not even pretty. It's like dismal. It's like, is there anybody in there? Just not if you can hear me. Yes, for the brotherhood of the CCCP, Soviet Union of Cardiff in Wales. There's the Great Western Witherspoons pub in the background. This is in Cardiff city centre. And like, yeah, here we are with that. Oh, actually, that could be a rope for a ship. That makes sense. I thought it was steel then. But anyway. And this just shit out of nowhere. Outside the BBC, you can see. Now, we used to have like Asties where they did a lovely cup of tea. They knocked it down. So I was thinking of opening one of my channels. I got loads of channels. 3 of them. One of them got taken out, as you know. And I call it FEB Audit. And I hang around the BBC and interview them. So, excuse me, are there any children in your building? And if so, can you tell me why? And see what they say. So this woman, I've no offense to Betty, but I'm from Cardiff, and I've been here for a while, and I know absolutely everybody. This is my manor, and I ain't heard shit about this woman saving kids. But opposite the BBC, a nice statue, again hollow inside, with like she'd done some good for children or something. Find out highly suspect. This building here is a government building, so they've got the social services in there, which take your children if you've done anything wrong. And they've got another government building, and it's opposite the BBC, so it's all the same people all together doing all this gnarly stuff. This is in Cardiff. Someone put a public art I found was interesting because it was a mortar and thistle. It looks like some apothecary pot, and what looks like a bachet, or it could be a stick of cinnamon sticks. Okay, so talking about public art, this happened in my city of Cardiff, and I thought it was really weird. I'll show you some images in a minute. It's so fucking weird, right? But we had to move it. Cardiff vandalism sculptures. So basically, that was in 22. So in year 2020, when everybody's locked in, right? They thought it was okay to spend money sticking all of these statues. Again, look, they're hollow. And it said Snoopy, Snoop. I'm not saying that they're bugged because they just got our phones and they know what we're saying anyway. But I'm just saying that they put these out in COVID, okay? And it's for collecting money for dogs. Now, guys, there was nobody around in COVID, so nobody would have seen these. And I doubt anybody in a Cardiff park, I doubt this is a real scenario that somebody would smash that up. I just don't think that would happen in Cardiff, okay? We're not fucking stupid here, okay? So, no, I don't think so. Yeah, it was for the Dogs Trail, and they used Snoopy the dog from the cartoon Peanuts, right? So we took them away. So we put them up for 2 years. We put them, everywhere in the city, okay? And I thought it was interesting to note that he's a beagle, by the way. So what is Snoopy's mental illness? I'm like, what? Snoopy's mentally ill? Snoopy's counsellor first grouped together all of his symptoms, presentations, and the history relating to his social isolation and solitary preferences into the theme. What? Lack of social interest, social interactions, and verbal communications due to his autism spectrum disorder. The counsellor then grouped together all of Snoopy's buddies, meaning Charlie Brown. Snoopy got a lot of issues, so it's curious to me why they would choose him for models all over Cardiff, which I'll show you in a minute. So Snoop Dogg, obviously, previously Snoop Lion, but now he Snoops. So what does it mean? Well, investigate or look around furtively in an attempt to find out something, especially information about someone's private affairs. So spying on people. So NASA have chose, as I said, the Snoopy dog, which only suggests that he's mentally ill and he likes to snoop on people, which is all very, very weird. So they did. I'll show you the Snoopies in Cardiff in a moment. I didn't think I actually brought them up, but what we have got is Snoopy and all his friends. In the episode, Snoopy goes to space. Okay, so he's an astronaut and he goes into space. So there's a thing going on. The NASA asked Charles Schultz, can we definitely borrow your Snoopy as a lucky charm, and it would ensure safety in our Apollo 11, but not unfortunately of Apollo missions, as you know. So as you can see, he's got a little Snoopy. And here's another astronaut with a Snoopy. Now, apparently they took a Snoopy into the capsule when they all got incinerated. You know, poor old Gus Grissom, etc. And they had a Snoopy. They put it in there. So it's not really inspiring for a healthy safety record when you all get incinerated because of the lack of oxygen or the oxygen igniting, wrong oxygen mixture, or whatever bullshit they say. So apparently, before you go on the Apollo mission to the moon or space or whatever it is, you have to touch a mentally ill spy. Okay, I dig it. There's another astronaut, I think that's Gus, with his Snoopy. That assumes it's going to be a big black blob. And there's a lady with the Snoopy that posed for, excuse me, they're very small. That posed, and they get Snoopy badges. All of them wore Snoopy badges in the Apollo mission, and even in the modern day, yeah. So you're the two women hanging upside down, if you call them that. But they have the obligatory tight belt thing, and as you can see, a nice square abdomen, because humans have square abdomens. She's got a bit of squareness going on there for the harnesses that on them, and they have a Snoopy. They have a Snoopy, which I find really weird. Oh, excuse me. Let me just go back to my images a second, because I did have Cardiff Snoopy, which I don't think I've uploaded, which it doesn't matter. Anyway. So let's have a look at some epic fails, shall we, guys, and make ourselves happy for a minute before we go back to the mundane. Okay. Not that we would. Well, some of us have really exciting lives, I guess. Things are weird, and Brittany's not good. Okay, so we're gonna have a look at some NASA. As you can see, I don't know what stiffener she's wearing in her hair, but he has brought her up some stuff. He's just arrived. He said, "Yeah, this is a spoon, and this is a vibrator. Yeah, it's a multi-speed vibrator. It's quite quiet. No one's gonna know. There you are. And I got some other stuff in the little yellow bag. It's drugs. It's drugs. Shh. Okay. How do you get your hair standing on here? Oh, I use semen. Oh, well, there you go. So that's what they're all doing in space. Okay, let's watch out again. That's what you get for murdering a fucking tree. So I like this kid. He doesn't give a fuck that he's fat. He's just fucking loving it. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm fat. I feel good. I got man titties. Yeah, I can suck my own titties. Okay, yeah. Oh, that music. I wonder what he's dancing to. That's nice. Oh, this old lady going down on a roller skate. Oh, she's about 80 and love her. She fell on the chair. I'm glad she never got hit or hurt. We hug her for getting down. Use the toilet in Glastonbury. That's not nice. Her knickers are still hanging off. So if anyone does that to you, right? Yeah, make sure their head goes down the shit, because I would not be happy if someone tipped me up when I was having a dump. That's fighting offence, that is. Okay. And Max, get set, go. Do you ever do this in sports day? No. I dropped a couple of spliffs once on a sports day on the track, but kindly someone picked them up for me and gave me back later. That was for the half time. Running is an exhaustive thing. You need a couple of wits to bring you back round after all that running. I also used to take spliffs on the cross country. I was really good at cross country. And here they are, parents. Fuck me, he could have killed her. Let's have a look at that again. He bent her head off. So who's responsible for this stupidity? That blue guy. He hit her into the red guy. He done that on fucking purpose. Watch him again, that blue guy. What was he thinking? Oh, he had a face scraper anyway. Oh, I bet that fucking hurt. Oh, look, she's 102. Oh, the teeth popped out. God love her. Oh, love her. I want to give her a big hug. She made it to 102. Can you imagine the things she's seen? Obviously, to survive to 102, she didn't do too much. Probably just chilling out. Right, look at a posh girl. That psychologically scarred her. She'll be going on about that every birthday for the rest of her fucking life. You know it. Can you remember when your eyebrow went up? My fake eyebrow? It's because of the silicone leaks out of their tits and goes into their brain. You know that, don't you? Oh, look at this. He thinks he's... the little pug. Poor little pug. He thinks he's a duck. And the ducks think he's mum. I feel sorry for the pugs. I feel sorry for all pugs. They're pitiful, aren't they? But they're huggable. They smell it. They smell a bit. The dogs do, but not... Right, let's see a baby elephant being born. This is beautiful nature on Flat Earth British. Here we go. And the afterbirth and water's breaking and yeah. And I bet there's loads of shit in with that as well. Okay. Oh, there's a bit of placenta. Where's the baby? Never poo. Okay. Okay. It's not as bad. Have you ever seen a hippopotamus take a shit, guys? It's unbelievable. They flicks it with their tails. It goes everywhere. But that's pretty bad. But you can see they're dressed for it and they expected it. So, to be an elephant matron. Ooh, matron. So this is car washes in Vietnam. They haven't got cars in Vietnam, only bikes. In another country that is not your country. Because this is how they do it there. To music. I think that's genius. I'd actually really like going through that. Okay. Have you ever walked into a rake? I have. Did they hurt? Fuck yeah. She didn't hurt. She hit her arm. And then she held her face. Oh, fucking hell. She's like a footballer. Oh, yeah. Fucking hell. She's been all dramatic. That even fucking hit her in the face. This guy's dropped. I done that. Right, he's dropped a paving slab on his foot. And he's turned around and he's hit the rake. Fucking hell, mate. You should have stayed home this morning. He's a genius scientist. So why didn't I flinch? Because of the laws of science are different fundamentally to... Yeah, all right. Just think Michelson Morley. He likes balls, so this has been well established. I doubt I'm ever going to get on Joe Rogan anyway, guys, so I can say these things. Sat next to Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh, he'd love me. Oh, literally, he would. Gotta watch all that. Okay, True Beauty. There is beauty in the world. What was she fucking thinking? And now she got to get up again. Okay, this guy deserves this. It's like, you fucking stupid bastard. Why are you trying to break it? And then he smacks him in the head. But good, because I can't stand things like that. Just fucking leave it alone. It's meant to be there. People could die now because they don't know where the red light is. Fucking. Okay, this is a beautiful cat. Okay, cat. Pepsi bomb. Boof. Let's watch Pepsi bomb again. Pepsi bomb. Pepsi bomb. Pepsi bomb. Poof. Oh, look at this drunk man. He just smacked his head on a windscreen and cracked it. That shocked him. Yeah, I'm fucking pissed I am. I wonder what accent he got. Would it be British, whatever. He looks so British. And he's a posh British. That's all right, though. I'm sure plenty of people have little accidents on a plane, don't they? A little piddle. It's quite a nervous affair. So she's taking them off. She's drying them out on the air conditioning. She's going to go and pop them on later in the toilet. I don't see any harm wrong with that. It's better than smelling a waz when you're arriving in a new country. This is abuse of children, psycho mum. Do you think that's good? That poor kid growing up. It's like, yeah, my mum, she sticks my face in my food. Don't think I ever had that happen to me. Anyway, I'm coming back for a minute. It's a strange world, isn't it, guys? So I haven't got a clue how many people are watching. 720 of you are watching, so I'm very grateful. Can't think what happened to my Snoopy Cardiff pictures. Maybe I just didn't upload them. If you just give me 1 second, please. While I am doing that, could you please share this video out? All of them groovy YouTube things that they do on YouTube, like no, I didn't upload it. Here is your okay. 2 seconds. So yeah, they put this public out all over with the Snoopy. So NASA's definitely got a weird thing going on in the Snoopy cult. So he's mentally ill. And why would they even have a mentally ill cartoon character? I don't even get it. And Snoopy. So let me just show you what they did in Cardiff during lockdown and tell me this is not fucking trippy and a waste of fucking money. Excuse me. Yeah, this is just nuts. There's more going on. It can't be just for charity. There was no one around. And I suppose they're supposed to be locked up. So what? They're locked up. They're not, oh, it's essential work, I'm afraid. They have to go to work and put up Snoopies all over the city in public places where, as you can see, everything is closed and they've got pieces of paper there tied to the railing saying, fuck off, there's a plague. Okay, that's Roe Park, Cardiff Castle. Then a big fat fucking Snoopy outside of Cardiff Castle. There's another Snoopy inside Cardiff Castle. Okay. There is Snoopy at Caerphilly Castle. So during lockdown, they felt the need to put a psychopathic spy outside of Welsh monuments. There's Cardiff Keep. And there outside of the library, another two Snoopies. I mean, they went psycho and put Snoopy everywhere, even on the footbridge in Butte Park across the River Taff. We're stuck another Snoopy. Imagine tripping over that in the middle of the fucking night when it's dark. There you are. There's one of their Vault Life people, a Vault Life dog and kid, and they're loving on the Snoopies. And then one guest apparently broken. No evidence. Yeah, they never done it at all. They wouldn't do that, would they? So whatever. Fuck. Anyway, I think it's highly fucking strange and weird that NASA would choose it anyway. So we're going to look at some pictures. This is Angers in France. And I looked at them this morning. I thought, oh my God, this is craziness. I don't know, Michelle, why. It makes no sense. It's just, they use cartoons to predictively program people. Woodstock, exactly, Catherine. Woodstock. There's another clue, isn't it? I think there's loads of clues in that Snoopy scenario. Maybe more will dawn on me later. Anyway, on with the juice. Now, apparently in about 30 minutes' time, I'm on a show. A chap did an interview with myself and Cheryl about a month ago, and he's putting it up tonight. So by the time I get to there and show you this link below, we're going to go and chat raid him and give him the shock of his life. So this is Angers in France. I don't know why they have big, massive castles. There's a window there and a slit, not for shooting arrows out, I guess. But protect something inside that's going on, maybe. A deep motive going on. No, it's not there in the Moss Gardens, but this is the street level, and all of this is below ground level. So there. It's not interesting. You can see different transitions in stone early there, and then it's later. So what would you say? Well, Norse, Normandy. Difficult to say. Look at the architecture in old France. These higgledy-piggledy stone buildings, but it looks wrecked, doesn't it? And that looks boarded up. Not much population. And there's a gatehouse. Gatehouses. So I was thinking about town walls as well. Are they really to keep out like undesirables, and the gatehouses, or to check infected people, blah blah blah? Or is it like because they suspect that there's a takeover going on, And there's imposters everywhere. And how unbelievable would it sound if you actually told someone, hang on a minute, my wife's not my wife. I don't even know who that is. She looks like her, but she ain't behaving like her. And everything's changed, haven't it? People's behavior has completely changed in the last 3 years, to the point of I don't recognize anybody anymore. It's just all weird. They're all scared. They look in Britain like a shit took a shit. I don't even know what to say about that. It's literally zombie Armageddon. The towns, well, they look like Mad Max towns, all boarded up, no money, no work, no future, government, drugs flooding in, making sure they all got them all right. Yeah, it's all way below ground level there. And they got sheep. Oh, it's lovely. Eating sheep. So Angers Castle. And this looks like a spacewalkie. Nice old church. Ha ha. But they got a statue. Don't worry, give it a few years. They'll replace that with fucking public art. There's a lot of stone going on that embankment. But you could easily slide down there with a rope. That's not even impregnable, is it? Easy getting there. And then parkour kids, they get in any castle. They just fucking jump up it and run up it. Oh, let's have a look at this cathedral. It's not Phoenicians, but they've got some sorts of knights and people of the Middle Era. Oh, there's Phoenicians up there. And massive portals, but they got some stuff missing. None of these are just air holes. And these holes here is to hold some sort of plate, I would suggest, maybe brass, something like that, with the information about what that building was before it was taken over by a really dangerous cult, which gained popularity. I don't even know why people are into these old, weird Middle Ages ways of thinking. It's just crazy to me. There you go. Belief-based systems. I don't believe anything unless everyone else believes it first. That's what we want, a world where everybody believes exactly the same thing. And that's what they're aiming for. That's what Vault Life, isn't it? It's all fluffy world, isn't it? Okie dokie. Oh, gosh, damn it. Twiddly fucks. Jolly hockey sticks. They want it all like that, all nicely tied away. And don't ask any questions about your environment or where you came from. I think it's such a mystery. We don't know when we are, where we are, or who we are, or the meaning of life, or where life aroused, or what consciousness actually is, and all of that. Big, massive philosophical mysteries of our existence. It's just, that's a nice portico. Oh, look, it's Christ there doing the Baphomet seating. He's got his one arm up, one arm down, and he looks to be in some sort of vagina portal. They do that. See Mary in vagina portal too. And they're massive doors and a little door, because these are for big people, and this is for the people who are here today. And a lot of work in that portal. And yeah. Okay. So yeah, YouTube, fucking a lot of YouTubers over. I see Mark Devlin, who is an awesome mate. He got his channel kicked off, same as mine. He had like 60,000 subscribers, and he's taken like years to try and get it back, and everyone's just gone. He's got like 5,000 back, and it's just weird. It's YouTube, but just such cunts, man. Can't even believe it, where they treat people. It's people's life's works, man. It's just, they shouldn't be allowed to do it. It's worse than theft. It's proper dystopic, destroying people's life's work. That's like rounding up all the intellectuals, isn't it? Like what they did in Stalin's day. Nice little mud flood window there. It's the museum. I wonder what they would have in old museums. Oh, maybe France is having a window tax as well. Who knows? Why so many windows are covered over in antiquity. Oh, that's pleasant. Look at that. Still no people. One ghost there. I'm sick of people saying, oh, well, it's the development process. It takes quite a long time with they're using lime or whatever material to cause a flash flash powder, which you don't need in a day, by the way. And then you get like the development process, but it's like, no, because I've seen like action shots in photographs of horses and stuff in the 1840s and 50s. So no, that is, they don't go like backwards in technology. Apparently they go forwards, but that's not the case either. And here's statue of Chateau de Horene. Some do-gooder. It's an unusual little tower, but it's very Tatarian. Beautiful HD pictures for the period. You know, I mean, beautiful clarity. So all these old Tudor buildings, they call them Tudor. They're built in the time of the Tudors, but they're supposed to have been from like 1500s, these things. Still got them in Britain. Even earlier. But then they go back in time, you know, yeah, we're living in long houses and half the world's still living in shit. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay, we're going to get to them in a minute. Oh, what happened there? Okay. Right, I'm on there a little bit later, guys. This show here, Deeper Conversations with Chad. It's a lovely young chap. And we're going to have a little visit over there later on. I'm just going to bring up some images of the day. Stop sharing. See what's going on in my chat feed. Okay, 717. Awesome. Thank you all for being here. We got a little ways to go yet, guys. Okay, we're going to look at some images of the day. And then we're going to go and chat rate somebody. And then I'm going to show you what one in the community. Excuse me. Okay. In the community and all the things you can look forward to in the near future. So, yeah, it's weird, that Snoopy thing, isn't it? So these are my flattening pics of the day. And we're going to go through them. And I'm going to tell you what I see with thine eyes. 720 of you, please, if you would share this out. This is definitely a shareable video. Yeah, it is. That would be awesome. On Facebook, Twitter, or wherever. It doesn't matter. Get people over. Okay. So here's my flattening pics of the day. So here was an early clue when we, I looked into like, oh, we were all like in Britain, seemed to be born in workhouses. And then I suggested that, you know, there was some sort of program going on. This was about 4 or 5 years ago. Conspiracy RS then found about the trains of endless kids brought from anomalous fucking destinations, nothing certain, but they just arrive and they got no parents. Strangest tale. How could they hide that from us? And then kids, well, some of them grew up. These are later arrivals. These are all men around the same age, and they're all kept in these conditions. These are soup kitchens that they had. They also had workhouses. And these people, maybe all 50, 60 years of age, all dressed in the same clothes, institutionalized. These are the arrivals. And they got children, some of them, and they are our grandparents. So I found this is an interesting cartouche bas relief that I seen. This king here, it's got a line underneath, is in between 2 Masonic pillars, and he has the key, the very important key. But there's something going on here with this guy here, and what is a dog head? Again, dog head being, and this demonic being here. This guy seems to be in 2 pillars as well. He's got the old red book, the all-important red book. But above, you've got angels going on. So interesting, they got the Masonic connection and the Vatican keys, and it's all tied in together, isn't it? So here's a seer. Forsooth, what saith the seer? He's an old dude. So is it possible to go grey at 32? So I don't know if that's Jesus, but he is a holy man, and he's getting on a bit. He's beautiful threads, but he has the old red book of Karl Marx. He's reading Karl Marx. Isn't it funny? Like, you know, Manly P. Hall, Karl Marx. I could name loads of people whose works are in red books. Okay. And the endless amounts of Renaissance paintings when they show you the same gang. It's really weird, guys. They show you this haggard woman, the old hag. She's chewing a human bone, cannibalistic. This guy's got like a flaming torch, and in the background, civilization is flaming. Can we presume that these people are projecting this, or that they caused it? He's sitting on a faceless knight, and underneath him, you can see a large fasces underneath him. The Phoenicians. And all the while, they play music and dance into the town and replace it. So here's the Sky Train. It's there now in the modern day. You can visit this in Germany. It's been there apparently over 100 years. Be really groovy. I bet it's got not the same romanticism as the early electric trains, but be worth going on. Bet the old ones are really lovely. Seen this conspiracy comics, Conan the Tartarian. Yeah, man. Return of the giant gay frogs. Happened. It's a true story. Yeah, it's Donatello. So apparently North Korea, yeah, he's got a pervy sex cult going on. Yeah, you have. So he's like inspecting like these hot North Korean women's bottoms. Yeah, your bottom is a little bit flabby, you're going to die. Okay. And he's got like, I'm not sure if this is human centipede, but it appears that North Korean guy is doing human centipede experiments, and his army, yeah, have to dress like this. Massive booby women are go out front, yeah. Other women, yeah, must dress in knickers and bras for my pleasure, yeah. So yeah, fucking hell. I bet their human rights violations are fucking off the scale. The Chinese are bad enough. This is a nice public artwork, though. I dig this one. It's in a park. It's some ladies falling in a handbag looking for something. I'm not sure about that one because it's got like, it's not a penis and it's not a vagina. It's a mangina. And here is a bit of Mayan statuage and somebody meditating and getting their nirvana on. Whatever. Yeah. Look at this. Turn on your mind, relax, and float downstream. There's Satan there. Yeah. It's fucking rubbish. They're all rubbish. They are, though, guys. I think that's the devil there. It's like, fuck, yeah. If it was me, I'd destroy humanity twice. Yeah? You've only done it once. So, yeah, anyway. No, I wouldn't. That's already going to happen. So, anyway, there you go. They're going to be replicated with pod life beings. And you know what? They got a new advert, brain, you know, like I does brain in a jar. Yeah. They got a new advert, brain in a jar. I'm not saying I thought it up because obviously it's on Futurama. Or is Soft Pack. Anyway, there's our celestial hosts, and they float on a cloud. And that's how you get around when you're dead. Fly clouds. When you're ghosting. It's called ghosting. I thought this was a nice thing. Three gentlemen in 1875, and they are planers, and they're playing in a wooden floor. And I like a plane, but they haven't got planes. They're just using the plane blade, if you like. He's got a plane. Isn't it funny how a plane is like plane? Well, not really, because it's plain. And they're having a glass of vino while they work. They'd never have that in the modern day. Not even like a spliff, safety. So this is trippy. Yeah, that's why they're interdimensional fucking beings look like. They turn up all that smiley and teeth, and they're like thinking they're all superior and stuff. Yeah, it's like, dude, you got really bad breath. What you eat in your world? We do not eat. We are breatharians, which is something else I want to talk about. Now, I get in the truth community that you're thinking like breatharianism's groovy, Camp Climax for girls. Okay. Well, I guess they will because they'll be riding on horses. That's what I've heard. Anyway, I don't know if it's true. I can't even take a piss in peace. She's having a piss. Look at her. I'm taking a piss behind a tree face. Anyway. Where was I going? Yeah, it took a year to build, 2 years to build. And then it was there a year. And then, it goes. Great expositions, Pan Pacific. The best architecture you can imagine. Pastel Paris. sticky back plastic, made in arts and crafts department, apparently temporary. The rest of the world's like a shit took a ship, and this is absolutely beautiful. I can't believe it. That was there already. That's what the whole world looked like. What about the 27th Club? So let's talk about Breatharianism before we talk about the 27th Club, because I don't think any of these are dead or died when they said. Breatharianism. Now, I've been watching a channel, a boy called Lee, sub to him, I don't know how, and he's been practicing Breatharianism, which means he's not eating and he's starving and he's trying to live on air. And I seen him yesterday morning, and it upset me to see him. I was like, oh my God, I bet you're breaking your mother's fucking heart. You look like a concentration camp victim, man. It ain't working. So I hope to God none of you guys think that it might be possible. You know, you're not a highly elevated mystic master in the high Tibetan Pato. Maybe you're like elevate a bit to be able to do it. But I think it's bad advice from the internet to tell people to stop eating and live on air. And to me, I think there's an element of psyop in there where they can tell people to do that, a bit like the free man thing, when everyone practices free man, speaks up for themselves and ends up on the fucking street. In this case, it is you can literally starve yourself to death from a belief system with virtually no proof. Please be careful with that on the internet. I didn't see anyone like that boy upset me when I seen him. I was like, oh God, fucking, I bet your mother's really upset seeing you like that. I don't even know you and I'm upset. Kurt Cobain, I think he was a little bitch. You heard him on interviews. What a cheeky, fucking egotistical twat. Oh my God, can't stand the guy. No, not at all. He was a bit of an ego. So anyway, his dad was an admiral. We got Katie Winehouse, who actually stated on Jonathan Ross that she's not doing the old one eye pyramid thing, the old Luciferian thing. And she ended up strangely fucked up on drugs and dead. She was a beautiful person. I think she might have died. But as for Janis Joplin, I'm not sure if that's Jimi Hendrix when he was young, because he was with Isley Brothers before. Oh no, there's Jimmy. So is that young Jimmy? Do anyone know who that is? Is that guy who sold his soul to the devil? Apparently. Well, they all did, didn't they? Brian Jones, he wakes up. He dies in a pool, but it's got like clean water in his lungs, and the pool's full of chlorine, so he drowned someone else. Him, inhalation of vomit in the back of an ambulance with two trained paramedics that didn't know to put him in recovery position. Fuck me, no. I'm not sure who that cat is, and a load of other people all died at 27. Whatever. Anyway, so where did they go? Contracts over. Club Tropicana. They just work for the Tavistock Institute. Actors all. Okay, that's why they call. And now it's time for the next act, because they're all acting. That's why Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones came out with the London School of Economics, guys. It's all establishment spy stuff. Part of the Edward Bernays programming scenario, which would be really good if everyone would read Edward Bernays. It pretty much gives you a blueprint for the propaganda that they put on people for programming, social engineering. And they use contemporary music, literature, magazines, things like that. And they get people like making heroes of football players. And, oh, I love her. She's a brilliant actor. It's like, you don't really know her. She might be a murderess or something worse, you know? So this lady here, she's in traditional Welsh costume. She's in Carmarthen in Wales. And like all little old Welsh ladies in a traditional costume, she's doing cotton thread on the loom, like Welsh ladies doing their cotton thing. So this is John Lennon just before he died on Japanese telly. And what's the matter with his teeth, and why does he look like that? Is there two John Lennons? Probably. There he is there, looking a little bit more like John Lennon, but something in his aura, which is not giving me like give peace a chance vibe. More fuck, I'm fucked. So here's electronic microscope view of water droplets, and these are a tear of grief, looks like that. Tears of change, look like that. onion tears, they look a bit nice and geometric, and laughter tears look like, I don't know, drugs. Laughter tears are a bit splattered. I thought they'd be more geometric. But anyway, tears look weird under the microscope. I just downloaded that because it's really lovely. And it reminds me of Britain. Which isn't a good thing, but I am from here. Somebody got to be from here. Remember I mentioned Acropolis earlier? It doesn't seem to be like this here. It's a bit fucked up and smashed up. And there was a tower by here. It's gone now in Athens. You've got this thing, and it's the same shape as a boat. You see it? This wall. It's the same shape as a boat. Which I thought was interesting. Like arc. And it's supposed to be Olympus, and it's the shape of a boat on top. Really weird. Even got Starfort tributations, massive buttresses, because the height of this wall must be really big. And that seems to a lot of it escaped the cataclysm. And there's a lot of sites like, all right, they're smashed. So here's one of the first water closets belonging to Kaiser Wilhelm, Little Willie, who took a shit. I don't know if there was a man down there, wiped his bum for him. But, console of the stools used to be bum wiper and confidant to kings and queens. So I think there's a little clinker on there. Could you just wipe that off? No, madam, it's really, really clean. I said, could you wipe it off? Yes, madam. So they built another Jesus in Brazil. It's bigger than the one that is on Rio de Janeiro mountain. So let's build big Jesus. Behold, the earth is flat, he's saying. That I showed on my thumbnails this week, and it's a Old World Cincinnati that's been revealed for the first time in many years. Showing you it was better world in the past. This is an Ottoman tent. They pack these away, go off nomadic in it, and then they set these up for people in the Ottoman Empire, and they had tents that look like that. Carpets inside, broadband, all of it. So I checked actually Prague clock, the famous Prague astronomical clock, to see if it was the same, and it's not because there's no skulls and such. So this is, I don't know how they solidified sand, but it's a sand sculpture in a museum of the astronomical clock that we all know, 600-year-old clock that is in Prague. It's got a bit of a death thing going on there with angels, isn't it? Ugh. This is good. What to do with an old baseball stadium? This one's in Osaka, and they filled it up with houses and a car park. And there's all that seating as well, so you can sit above your houses. I think it's a good idea. This is the biggest favela on earth in Rio de Janeiro. And as you can see, there's the cross of Jesus looking down on all of the people are doing really, really well in the favela. But the GDP, the economy of these favelas runs into the billions because of all of the small trades they do and recycling rubbish, bottles, things like that. They earn a lot of money in these places. That's a fact. Where was this? Oh, it's in Poland. This is in Poland. And they built a house under this, but I'm not sure if they laid these as well, and it's just all like melted on top. But that's really, really pretty. The Prague Golem, ZYX. Hi, Dave. Dave Mantle, how you doing, my bro? Got some raw milk? Oh, I love raw milk. I used to get her in Texas. Man, oh man, it was beautiful. So this is the River Avon going up to Bristol Docks under the Clifton Suspension Bridge, the big old beautiful ships that used to go up to there. I used to absolutely love going to Bristol Docks when I was young. But look how beautiful the people are turned out to watch the ships go by with the tugs. What a beautiful romantic thing to witness. Under the bridge built apparently by Isabel Kingston Brunel, whatever. So I'm from Britain, and we used to have a schools program called Granger. Ding 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 ding. And this is Pogo Patterson, and this is Tish. And when I was in school, I was in love. And this, is Don't Say No. Okay, to say no to drugs. So what happens is she tells you years later, and this kid, Jurgaz, I think his name was, they made a song that entered the British charts in the 80s, and it was this: "Don't just say no, no, no to drugs" campaign. They even went to America and performed "Don't just say no, no, no to drugs." So it was a no to drugs. Only they say, funny that, because we were all off our heads on cannabis and cocaine the whole fucking time. And they were taking drugs. They were all, and as kids, they were all, she says in this interview, yeah, we was like saying like, don't take drugs. And we were all flying our asses off. I never noticed before at the time because I didn't really know about it. Definitely not. I'm not sure about Chris Everett Lloyd. I used to think was really fanciable, and she was with Chris Lloyd. I used to think was a twat. So, oh yeah, you got a bit of a nice missus there, and you got all this tennis money. What a wanker you are as well. They're always wankers. Just doesn't matter. But anyway, Martina Navratilova, the reason she's winning every single year, 30 fucking years, like the Venus Williams brothers, is because she's a fucking fella and she's got muscles like a fella. That's cheating. That's cheating, yeah? Look at her. She's like, look at the jaw on Martina Navratilova. I never noticed it before. And I used to think to her, I wonder if Chris Everett Lloyd minds like that she's, you know, I was going to say lesbian. I was trying to think of a polite way of saying it. A lesbian, yeah? A rug muncher. I don't know. She was married. See the size of Texas? I love Texas. It's so fucking big. It's so big, it'll fuck you up. Big, yeah? It's bigger than you. It's bigger than everything. It's bigger than the world. Texas, if you was to put it in Europe, would be from Bucharest to Rome, and in the south, the whole of Greece and Albania and Macedonia, all the way up to Budapest in Hungary. Fuck me. Texas is really, 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 really big. So it should be. And another thing they used to do as well, apart from strange, they used to give us just a little pinprick. There'll be no more, but you may feel a little sick later. And that's the one thing they used to do in school without our permission. Or a note from our mother is we used to have to sing hymns. Oh, Jesus, I have promised to be with you till the end. And then I used to make you like swear your allegiance to your fucking master. Everything except the Zeke Heil. Here they are, here. Pledging allegiance to, God bless them, whatever country they are in. So, yeah, making you do oaths, voodoo, fucking school brainwashing. Fucking disgusting. So this is still in Britain. No, it's not. This is in Hamburg, excuse me, the Fleet Münchhausen building. And you go underneath it and it's on columns. That survived the Blitz then. I didn't think anything survived the Blitz. So this is what you want to do in Newcastle, right? Is you've got a nice row of big Tatarian buildings. Because it looks a bit boring and bland, yeah? What you want to do is you want to break that street up with a big fuck off skyscraper that sticks out into the middle of the road. Again, architects, no, I get brutalism in the 1970s, but fucking retardation of blocking off a beautiful architectural piece. Can they hire people like Hybrids Group and to go and slap architects in the back of the head for their stupid town planning? So mosaics are pretty good, yeah. This is in Venice Beach in California. Makes sense, really. Turn on your mind, relax, and float down to Haight-Ashbury. End up a prostitute because you'll have no money. Is the real scene with all of that. That's why that Timothy Leary, what a wanker. Yeah, all of them. It's like, yeah, kids, man, you want to drop out, yeah, you want to tune in, drop out, come hang out. And then they find out, like, yeah, the parents hate them, so they're cut out. They can't get a job because they're stinking hippie, and they ends up on the streets. A lot of them went into drugs and prostitution. So not a good fucking bit of advice from fucking Timothy Leary. Thanks, bro. So this is in Scotland. I was wondering about how cool it was that they built this bit of castle on top of these stones without covering it in concrete, by the way. And this one is incorporated into the building, and so is that one. Oh, did something else happen? I don't know. They built it on top. Nice touch. Nice touch. So yeah, I used to hate all that. I used to try and not go to assembly when I was in school, and I used to say you didn't go to assembly, Matt. So yes, sir, he keeps making us sing songs. Do you know what? They used to make us sing "Morning Has Broken," Cat Stevens. I thought that was a fucking hymn till I was like 15 or something. So Cat Stevens, what? It's not a hymn from the Bible, from the hymn book. And they used to make us sing Lily the Pink as well. The fuck that was all about. Anyway. So here's a Chinese outside a hotel, which gives you people from the world. So I have a Chinese man, okay, and we have a an African or an Asian, sort of Middle Eastern, Arabic. We have somebody with a massive conch, so I'm guessing that's from the Levant, and we have a white European who's got a Phoenician long nose, no indentation. People of the world are nowhere where they're supposed to be. I like this idea. I think we should do this. This is in Germany. And what they did, they converted an old aircraft hangar into a tropical paradise. So that's margaritas, hot, beautiful waterfalls, beautiful beach cabins, and sunning yourself because it's hot in an old aircraft hangar. That's fucking brilliant because it's shit weather. So we should do more of that. And it's just like the vault life anyway. False dome. Paint a blue sky on the ceiling. Probably did. I literally stared at this picture so much the other day that it overspilled into my dreams. I'm not even joking. Last night I was searching for fucking pictures to present on my Saturday show in my dreams. That's not good. But this one was in my dreams, and I was like, no, man. I was trying to imagine going a dinner break and then having to go back up. And literally, I've worked on scaffolding. See when you got your foot on a scaffold like that, yeah? It slips. It slips. You'll be dead in an instant. So he's got 1 foot on there, 1 foot on there. He's leaning back. So if this thing comes over a little bit too much, he's going backwards. He's dead. Him, I don't even think his knee's on there. Okay, he's locked himself on the knee and there. He's probably the safest of the three. And they're pivoting in this. Tons and tons of a column top. And this guy, if he goes 1 inch or 2 inches that way, certain death, because they are that high up. Is that for real? Why would they even risk their neck so much? It just, sorry, it just looks fake. Murder on the Orient Express. Why? Haven't you got anything else to do? I know it gets boring, like, but look at the stuff on the Orient Express, all the way from Waterloo, all the way to Istanbul on that luxury. First class food, luxury, chairs, people fussing and farting you. Oh, fuck yeah. Give me some of that. So this is in the Ukraine. I was wondering about this tower. Is it a belfry? Because there's nothing in there, nothing in there, nothing in there. It looks like the guts have been stripped out because this is a power plant. I'm not sure if it's for balloon landing. It doesn't have the facility with the Antiquitech. So something's been taken out of there. Otherwise, what's the point of the tower ever decreasing nesting technology with Antiquitech if there's no fucking guts in it? Removed. This is interesting. They've done this everywhere, mind, which is good. Pedestrianisation. This is Amsterdam in the 1970s, and you can see the smog and the shit. And now, only little bells on bicycles through the centre of Amsterdam, which is much, much cleaner. But they did that everywhere, thankfully. I think that's a good thing. And we got a beautiful mermaid. This is someone with creative expression that managed it. It's a copy of the mermaid that is in Copenhagen. Wonderful, wonderful Copenhagen. So here is Chichen Itza when they discovered it. Apparently, they only discovered it in 1895. And it was in the jungle, all covered in shit. And then they dug the jungle back and made all the pyramids, Chichen Itza, or Chichen Itza, as they like to say in historical realms. And now you can go visit it in 2022. And it's cleaned up nicely. Okay. In Hollywood, land, that it used to be called, because they're copying me, they got that beautiful little property in 1932. It's like a little New Mexican type property, California. Lovely. They put a little wall in front of it, and that's in case somebody accidentally crashes on the corner and drives into your front room, which would be totally shit. But what a lovely property. So Russia went into the World Cup, or hosted the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, but FIFA said that they failed on capacity on their stadium. So Putin ordered a temporary stamper up with an extra 8,000 seats. They literally did this. You never had enough capacity, so they literally built that 8,000 extra seats. That's fucking crazy. Amsterdam, is it one of those cities, is it? Art matters. I love Amsterdam, a great time. This is a steam-powered elevator from antiquity. Some of them were. And all over America, I've seen them in Chicago, I've seen them in even Poland. I've seen steam-powered elevators in antiquity. Tatarian technology. So this Hobbit house is in Mexico, believe it or not. They got some really nice stuff in Mexico, but I would love that. I would love that, looking out there every day. My Hobbit window at the Hobbit world. But it's Mexico. Looks beautiful. What about chain link stone? That's got to be some sort of softening of stone to be able to do that. I don't think a chisel could do that, could it? Who even knows? What about wrought iron technologies? Somebody made the effort to do that out of wrought iron, which is now rusted, but a lot of detail in that, if you look closely. Really groovy. I know New West Reset is really groovy, but somebody would make the effort. I noticed they got these gas towers, gasometers all over Britain, and I seen a documentary about the one in Cardiff, and they actually quoted on the documentary about the crazy amount of decoration that Victorians, inverted commas, needed to do. So this guy, he bought a house in Spain, and he found this, all this Phoenician stuff behind his wall. So he's hopefully he's exposed all that and now showing it. So they just cover over all the good stuff with shit. I don't know why. I do know why they do it. Interesting German wooden carved statue, I believe, of a woman in the back and a man in the front. That'd be very popular in this day and age. But that mirror as well is spooky. That's an old world mirror. Wonder what the backing is on that. So another thing I researched this week was the Reformation of the, Reformation, what am I talking about? The disillusionment of the abbeys by Henry VIII. The narrative is that he destroyed all the abbeys when he got a plum up his bum about the Catholic Church and him being Protestant, so he can, well, basically he's Bird's Protestant, so he's fuck off Pope. And then he smashes all the abbeys. I think it's a cover story. There's no evidence except for narratives written in history that that happened. I think it's much more likely that these buildings were in the reset. They're all covering Britain abbeys and all smashed. And they all look like that in their heyday. Excuse me. It's amazing how big they can build wood. This is in America. I'm not sure what state, but it's a mill and it's made of wood and it's that big. Which I thought was fascinating that they could build wooden structures to that height. Skyscraper of wood. This is the St Pancras Hotel in London. St Pancras Station is an architectural marvel, and it's just been recently refurbished. But the luxury in the St Pancras Hotel is old world Britain. Notice the fleur-de-lis, vaulted ceiling, vault life. Absolutely beautiful carpets. That's a nice use of a tree stump. Somebody carved a tree stump in a stool. It's nice, isn't it? Nice bit of brickwork in the back as well. Really nice quality. So this is in Japan. It's apparently, I know it sounds crazy, it's apparently a 1300-year-old tree. One of the oldest in the world. And it does this fascinating display of dumping its leaves every year in one go, and it's witnessed by all these people. I thought that was very beautiful. I noticed Japan does this blossom thing. All the trees are covered in blossom, runs in up Mount Java in the spring, and that must be a beautiful thing to witness. So traffic lights under motion photography look like that. They light up the luminescent ether. They light up the ether. I think they do. I noticed that glow around old-fashioned lampposts when I was a kid, and I thought, that's weird how it lights the air up just around in a halo, but not further out. And why is it capturing like that? As a kid, I thought that, but now I think of it in terms as, yeah, it's illuminating the ether that is around the lamppost rather than the air itself. Makes sense to me. So are we going forwards or backwards? 21st century, stupid aluminium. 19th century, beautiful architectural piece. We're going backwards. This is in Australia. I think it's Melbourne. And this is in a town square. And they're showing you. It says Libra on there, but it's liberation or something. But liberty. But it shows you, like, you know, the fall of civilization sinking into the mud. The liquefaction. That's in Lake Como in Italy. And it's a beautiful sculpture somebody put there of a ghost. And I think that's rather beautiful, yet haunting. Ha ha ha. Here's an Irish lady, and she's playing to the Irish people on a harp, and they all gathered round. And I bet that sounds beautiful, and it's almost transcendental, spiritual thing to listen to a beautiful harp. And then they put it on the side of a Guinness can. Ka-ching. Look at his big ginger beard, guys. That is weird, Michelle. I know. Life is weird. But that's his dog cut perfectly. I had to look a few times before I actually seen the dog. I was like, what the fuck's going on with this cat's beard, man? This guy's beard. We love dogs, don't we, guys? Look at this. I love this. It's this boy here. He knew that dog 15 years. So the dog's clutching him in as a baby. He's a beautiful baby. And then when he was growing up, there's the dog as an old dog companion. He loves it so much. And dog's getting old there. Oh, we love our dogs, don't we? They're so loving, very loving. So I found out, which I never knew before, the food you get in America is full of shit compared to Britain. It's absolutely unbelievable how much shit they're putting in your food, guys. Can't even believe it. Hardly anything over years got shit in it compared. I thought we was bad in Britain. It ain't. Look at your Quaker harvest oats, your porridge. The strawberry and cream one. There's all that shit in there. Yeah. Yeah. It's even got fucking niacin made, you know, fucking apparently really lethal for human beings. In the UK, just that. Natural ingredients, and you're finding it for so many ingredients. I don't know why we moan in Britain about our diet. It was, compared to America, it's just so much less chemicals. And this has been brought to my attention because Cheryl, like, eats in Britain. She's like, fuck me, this is like no fucking chemicals in this. I was like, no shit. So architecture following the human body. Jesus is holy temple. And East meets West. There's the body as a temple. Number one, the gate. Yeah, the willy's the gate. Gut, kidneys, aorta, heart, lungs, and Brian. It's number 7, the Brian. 7 chakras as well, isn't it? Crown chakra. And there is a church building, altar of sacrifice. Yeah, footstool. And there's Jockin and Bois. So the Masonic pillars inside of there. Porch, holy place, altar, we get altered. Priest cells, interesting how they call it cell, like the human cell, isn't it? Ark, altar, the Holy of Holies. I've heard about them. They do them in like rest stops or like dodgy, cottagey type public toilets, don't they? They're holes in the wall. I think that's what the Holy is. And then High Priestess. It all sounds like black magic to me, but it is the church, so it is. Oh, you're 57. You need bitty. Oh, yeah. So I reckon people were having women's breast milk. Probably in the Asian world. You could buy a cup of Asian titty milk. Probably. Don't know. Interesting, this Cynosophia, this dog head, half man, just the head of a kangaroo. I would say kangaroo. His name's Tartark. It's got tar in the name. Tartark, like Tartarian. And I've got a stick. And I've got a horn. Yeah, this thing, funny enough, was 10 horsepower rather than 1. It looks to be running on electric, from what I can make out. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it, Baron? Baron Strawberry, good to see you, my friend. 723 of you watching. Do appreciate so many of you being here. And thank you for bringing your vibration and sharing it with the other guys in the chat. That's awesome. So this is the big wheel in Chicago's World Fair. This got burnt, apparently, because apparently metal burns. But these are the size of railway carriages, like 50, 70 people in each. Just massive big wheels in the past. This is the arrivals. They can't go in the sun because they were bred in a vault. So they have to completely cover their legs. It's nothing to do with fucking whatever, you're showing a bit of ankle. I don't think anybody minds in Mexico, for example. Indigenous populations don't seem to mind at all about any of that. But these Westerners, they got to cover themselves with umbrellas, cover their clothes. They're at the seaside. The men, all men wear hats. All kids, leg coverings, no sun contact because they're fair. And they can't do the sun because they're not from the surface world, are they? So here's some, what I would say is druids doing some druidical behavior. All of Wales looks exactly like that. That's exactly what they're doing in the modern day. No, it's not. And here's the fairies, and they're in a kingdom that is really close by, and they know about the secrets of Anamita as well. And it makes you fly. So I was wondering about statues, whether sound and vibration would make any of them come to life, as crazy as that sound. It's just, look at this. He's blowing a trumpet at Sphinx and is looking around at him in a completely desolate, broken, nothing world. Really weird. Really weird picture. Again, with these Phoenician pictures from the Middle Ages with the Bacchusites. You can see a Bacchus here with the goat head. Just have a look. They're looking for money. Sort of loot, drinking wine. Here's Bacchus. And she's riding a skull with a plate or something. There's a load of people flying in on broomsticks, witches. The world is shattered. And this looks like the leader. She's got like a flash ace type thing. With tits hanging out. Again with the red cape. Again with the red cape. Right, she's eating this in the heat in here. An owl hiding, one eye, another owl. It's all esoteric and Masonic symbology in all of this. And this creature that you see in Hieronymus Bosch pictures, funnily enough, is carrying one of those mirror viewers that we see so often. What does that say? So what's happening in the fucking background? I don't know. Looks like armies or some stuff going down. But look at this thing here. I will zap you. And he's bringing the Bacchus is bringing a book of information to him, or her. I mean, or him, or it. So yeah, really strange world we got ourselves here, guys. Wouldn't you say? So, what you all doing? Okay. Copy that. We're not going to watch it, obviously, because Fat Earth British show is ongoing for a little while. But what I am going to do, check in the chat here, guys. I'm going to share a link for young Chad. This is an interview I done maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe more. I understand he interviewed Michelle Gibson a couple of days ago or what have you. So he's going around interviewing everyone. If you just click that, right, guys, a few of you, before I get on with some any more info, and go into his chat feed, and it's just starting now in 1 minute, and bring the love for me. Okay. And I will share screen. We can see a slot turning up. Because I haven't done anything nice, like, chat raid somebody like this and give them a shock before. They're quite nice. Oi, oi. Happy vibes, people. There you are, Matt Leaker. So I don't know, he's got 47 watching there. So one or two of you say hi, send some people over. Hi, Angela, well done. Hi, Ange. So this is chat raid for a good cause, because he's a young chap. Lovely vibe. And we'll watch that a bit later. Obviously not going to watch it all. Okay, we're just sending the love and showing him we're here. And I may get to meet the young chap in a week or so's time, because excuse me, I think all of that's over with. Yeah, there you go. There you are. I'm on. It's actually happened. It's happening. There you are. So there I am. A few weeks ago. Yeah. And bring in the love. There you are. So we were talking about more human things, like feely things, and consciousness and all other stuff. So it's well worth a go. It's got 62 watching. And I'm just going to give you a few shares, guys, and we'll go back there, okay? And I'll tell you what I'm up to. So you can catch me live in a week or so's time in Birmingham. I'm doing Truth Juice again, guys, okay? And that is on the 7th of May. Truth Juice in Birmingham. It's an easy place to get to. And it's in Kings Heath, Alchester Road. Okay, guys? 8 o'clock. And I'm going to do a presentation on Antiquitech, etc. Hi, Magavelli in that chat feed. I'm going to be back on there now. Okay, showing my link for... Oh, no, that's me. And there's a festival coming up. You can see all this link below. And Mark Devlin's channel. Give him a sub, guys. Let's get him back up there. He's an epic truth. He's been trying forever. And also this young guy with Chad as well, who's doing really good effort. He's linked in the descriptions box. If you can, give him a sub too. This is coming in June, same weekend as Glastonbury. Is the Beautiful Sounds Festival, which has got a load of truthers and music and DJs. And indeed, Mark Devlin will be there. And it's on this site, which is absolutely beautiful. And everyone's having a dance. And they got a stage. And it's basically for truthers. It's for truthers, okay, guys? Which is awesome, because there won't be all that stupidness going on. Oh, beautiful. I'm booked for the Thursday, I think I am. And there I am. Martin Leaker, who's going to talk about mud floods and Tataria. And there's other people there as well. You can see my friend Ian Leahy, who does Flat Earth Social. There's Mark Devlin himself. And he's going to be talking about musical truth, maybe doing DJing, I don't know. And our brother, who is Dave Murphy, allegedly Dave. And David Weiss. David Weiss. I can't believe I'm going to get to meet Dave at last. All these fucking years. I've known him 10 years. And I've never really seen him. Don't know who that is. And you've seen Clive DeCal on my channel. That guy brought in an amazing Tesla devices. Does all the health stuff. And he's really cool. And I'm afraid I don't know anyone else on here. But yeah, it's a truthy thing, so I'm going to attend that. It'd be better. I can't get into Glastonbury anyway, because it's all fucking them lot, isn't it? I can't fucking stand it. And this is supposed to be at the end of the year. I'm booked in to do a tour guide, and then I might get to see them. Some of them things I showed you earlier. Göbekli Tepe, and Santorini, Greece and Turkey, basically. And that is 6 months down the road. So we'll be getting that to later. All right, let's go and have a look at Chad. And who is Martin Leaker? There's Martin Leaker. Well, I'm a man with a plan. Star Wars. I don't even know what I'm talking about. You are listening to it. Okay. Well, we brought some people in for him anyway. Say hi. Love you, brother Dave. Send love to family. No fear. Fear is rather queer, wouldn't you think? So I'm going to come back because basically I've been trying to set 2.5 hours now, haven't I? I've got more I could show, but 649 of you. Good to see you all. Let's give you a few of you shouts. So we'll go. I'm going to go back over there in a little bit later. I think it's running for about 2 hours. Martin is the fifth fake beetle. Well, that was best, wasn't it? But apparently he got his head kicked in and had a brain hemorrhage or something. But I think they got rid of him for fucking Ringo. It's one of theirs. Merci beaucoup, Marcel, my brother. And from the stars, say hi to my little kitties, Macy and Freya. In a photo, I have 12 cats named after Martin. Have you? Oh. Epic Travel Tube. Oi, oi, saying hi to Squirrel Sniper. I woke up at literally exactly right. I woke up last night and I was like, I grabbed my phone and I was like, I bet it's 4:20. I looked at it and it was 4:20. I was like, ka-ching. Much love, Dave. Good to see you got your new dog. Beautiful little English bull there. You got. Much love to you. Glad to see you got a little friend there. They're beautiful, these dogs. You seen that boy with his dog. All that love going down. Makes me want to have a dog, but if I had a dog, I wouldn't. Oh, I can't look after myself. Never mind a dog. And I travel everywhere anyway, so I'd be fucked for traveling. Michelle. But it would be lovely. I'd love a dog. Maybe when I'm older. Sean, I don't get around so much. But you've got to take them for walks, but that's good exercise. So are we the descendants of clones? Well, I think they're definitely cloning Hollywood stars, probably sports people. There's no way John Goodman's the original John Goodman. He went from a shit actor to a good actor. He went from fat to thin. I just don't buy it. I think he got cloned. I haven't been cloned because I got this hair growing up my forehead, and plus my weird stuff I got going on. I don't think they can replicate that unless it just downloads your consciousness, because some of my memories seem really distant, but that's because I've been around for over half a century. So here's that. Okay, good to see you. Interesting time to be alive. Hope you have enjoyed what you've heard tonight. Hello, Martin. What's your email address? Helen G. It's below in the description box. It's Martin Litka, my name, 7@gmail.com is my email. Miniature bull. Oh, wicked. That's lush. It's nice for you, Dave. Sid, good to see you. Creators are like clones. There's no way that they haven't done it. And there's no way it's part of this narrative. It's just no way. The more I think about it, and all the evidence of them weird fuckers in Hollywood. Did I have 420? You betcha, Dragon. And I went back to sleep like a little baby. Oh, Dreadage, my brother. Good to see you. Music for truth, my brother, who is Dreadage over in America land. Much love, brother. Good to see you, yeah? There are deeper conversations with Chad. We're going to go dive over there now. I'm going to go have a nice cup of tea. I've got some Yorkshire tea in. It's bloody lovely. I love a cup of tea. Gail Banser, good to see you. And Carly Simon. I bet you think this show is about you, don't you? I bet you've heard that loads, haven't you? I know. That's supposed to be about Warren Beatty. They moan about Warren Beatty's sexual exploits. I don't know what was going on with that. They all seem to say you got something funny going on. Japan making poop burgers. Henrik says they're making shit burgers in Japan, which wouldn't surprise me because you get Vietnamese Blue Mountain coffee, which is out of a cat's ass, by the way, coincidentally. Gumnut, what are you saying? Only just tuned in. Have to rewatch. Oh, if you would, please. I have been here for a little while. But like I said, I got a lot going on. There's Martin's contact. Thank you, my brother, Squirrel Sniper. They've changed all YouTube again, or is it just me again? Every fucking day they change something. It looks different. The little love arty thing on the bottom that you press. Oh, Epic Travel Tube. Good name you got there. Machiavelli and Tony Punch. They are hitting us heavy with frequencies down here. Many of us have cognitive problems. Seems to be right across the board, brother. And it's definitely part of it. No doubt about it. D'Angelo, it's all like an experiment. You know, I think different towns in Britain are undergoing different experiments. And, you know, people are just not safe in their hands, really. I like to see a new day. I would. A new day. A new... Getting rid of all the corporations and all them super fucking stars and going back to setting up small businesses and like farmers markets, like Dave just said, raw milk, all that stuff going on, you know, good stuff. None of that fucking chemicals, all gone. Everyone living well. That would be brilliant. And all them places that I've been witnessing this week on these documentaries, I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to fix any of that. I just couldn't even tell you how to fix any of that without starting all over again. D'Angelo, good to see you, my brother. Paul, good to see you. Which is why they reset. It makes sense, actually, real sense to me. Michelle's interested. I've never spoken to her. Baron Strawberry is in the chat. Don't know who that is. I don't actually watch many YouTubes, but I like these travel ones. They're really good. Get to see some incredible places. The world we live in, fucking hell. There's a lot of beautiful people in the world, though. There is. And they all want the same thing, but it's just that every single place in the world, like, it's just trying to take your money. London's the same. It's the same. Taxi drivers are the world's fucking worst. They're called tax for a reason. They taxi. Fuck yeah, they tax you right down. So yeah, premise of the show and the contents for this week. 630 of you. Awesome. Thank you so many of you for joining this week. It's been really enjoyable. But I've been talking about like the weirdness that's gone on the last 3 years. Could it be there's some sort of invasion of the body snatchers going down, and that like people are being replaced, and that they've always done this, and they got like eternal beings in their fucking program, and they are vault people, yeah, and we are from the vaults, and then we come up, and they have these vaults for resets. It's the only way they're going to survive, guys, especially when they has floods and they has plasma resets. They're underground, and they let populations up to repopulate. This is an experiment, and I reckon there's other vaults, and they are just arks from Noah's Ark. We're in Noah's Ark. They're arks, vaults, and there's other vaults. That's the others. I think we're all in vaults. At this moment, I really do. And they have all of these glitches. You see, I've witnessed glitches in the sky, right? Others have as well, where like literally it's like the Sims coming apart. How can that fucking be? I know other people have seen it as well. Like literally, like in the 13th, you know, the 13th floor, yeah, when he gets to the end of the simulation, and it's like it hasn't rendered, and then you get the dome ending. I've seen like that structure, the lattice work in the sky. Like that side was HD, that side was fucking like, what the fuck am I looking at? Glary, glitching out. Now, why would that be? Why would that be? A lot of people have seen it. I've seen it. Yeah. Because it's fucking, we're in a fucking under a dome on a flat earth in a protected environment. Yes. With other protected environments all around us. Yeah. And they got domes as well. Okay. So that's what I think. To this moment. Skint Flint. Good to see you. Oh, wicked. 420. Much love, bruv. And Rhonda, Martin is the best, most interesting presentation of photos on YouTube. That's very kind of you to say. But I'm biased. I think the same as well. Don't worry. Kathleen, good to see you. Henrique. But it is more of an institution. It's been going for so many years. It's been going as long as Coronation Street. We've been going since get-go. So it has got a lot of people keep coming back for years on end, seeing how I've come on. I'm definitely a work in progress, but I have improved a lot compared to what I used to be. That's for sure. And I've seen a lot and done a lot since the early days of YouTube, traveling and meeting thousands of other truthers. Ben Buckman, good to see you, man. How old am I? I am 56. I'm 57 this year. But I'm not an old person, just yet. Only old people are old. Adam, what are you saying, my brother? We are a loose farm of Homo reptilius of the underworld. Maybe that's what the whole narrative is for the labyrinth. Clue to the whole thing that we're in. Liddy, good to see you, lovely. And Retro Man Modern Art, great postage. Thank you for your appreciation. And thank you for watching this week. I'm going to get over to that show in a minute and say hi to that guy for his efforts. Romany Bear, oh, my brother, good to see you. I missed you there. And Alva Billy, hi Alva Billy. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. I hope you had a giggle along the way. It's Glenn Sketches. Good eye, Glenn. And Wheezy. Wheezy. Marty's saying hi to all Marty and all his friends. And Art Matters. Creator model. I don't go with creator model. I don't think there's any evidence for that. And it sounds a bit nutty as well. And I'm an adult, so I'm not going to believe that. Okay. So elevated. Psychedelics are pretty good for letting you see the construct. No doubt about it. It's exactly how you see the construct. That's how you do it. And it's just there. You can't even miss it. Okay. Oh, glitch in my doner kebab. What? Not enough chili sauce. You asked for chili and you got garlic. I hate it when that happens. I don't mind a bit of garlic with mint. So, but kebab meats are not a precise science. Thank you, Cheryl DR. Thank you, Martin. Whoops. And JJ, my brother. Love you. Love to the boys and all the family. Hope everything's awesome over there in America. And our India Wilson. Is happening lovely? Lovely India Wilson. And all you groovy guys. Pappy. Floor is lava. Well, they do say that we're going on a lava. They also say that there's oceans below our feet, don't they? Great volumes of water below our feet. Water's above, water's below. Once in a lifetime. And you may find yourself living in a beautiful house, a beautiful wife. And you might say, how did I get here? Nice one, mate. Thanks, David. All is well. Yeah, as we've all right. Well, we're going to have some meetups. We're going to have to cook up this summer, bro. Do some stuff. Japan calls them mudslides. Do that, Dave. I hear funky words in Britain. He put a little post out. I ain't seen him though, but I'm not on Skype at the moment. Rocking in the Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner. He always wears gym jams because he's got a vagina. I think that's why he's with all them hot birds and that, because he's not actually a threat to him. Thank you, Jay York. Because he looks like an old woman, doesn't he? Or he did. He's got all them liver spots like all women. He's got like hair like a woman. Raina, good to see you, lovely. Hugh, the more I zoom than the dome, this world is our home. It is. It's our home. And it's a beautiful place. That's what you got to do. You got to search for the beauty in the world. I noticed some people just look for the negative, but there is so much good stuff, except for them weird Snoopies. But that's just weird in itself. Why would they even do that? I finally caught alive. I'm so blessed. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm off in a minute because I'll be talking for past 7, past 8, past 9, almost 3 hours here. And I need a toilet. Tony Punch, good to see you. Stu, my brother. Andre, good to see you. Oh, New York, eh? Look at you. Name dropper, the Big Apple, where everyone can have a bite. Okay. That's nice of him, isn't it? And there's Mark Devlin's channel. As I said, it's linked in the descriptions below. Also, young Chadage as well. We'll show him some love and support for truthers, other truthers. Okay, that's this. Flight of British, Ron the Stars there, Mel. Thank you for that. And thank you for your intro. Hope you found it interesting. And you enjoyed yourself. Cowgirl from Arizona. I love Arizona. You're so lucky. It's such a beautiful state. Crazy John, Petra, and Squirrel is talking to Dave, Gail, and ZYX, which sounds a bit like XTC, but not really. It's almost the same. Anyway, and Chad interviewed Michelle, as I said, Magdalene. So there you go. Shankar, may the seed of your lives be forever fruitful in the belly of your woman. Be good. Above all, be kind. And share this out. Do all the good YouTube things for Matty. Okay, guys, wiggly fat thumbs. Love you all. Stay epic. Take care. Thank you, New West Reset, for bringing the love. All you Oh, what's that? Soon woo being homeless. Yeah, that sucks. We're free. There's so many people out there without homes. But I got one friend, Dio. I got talking to him. He was homeless in town. And he said that he preferred it than living in a house. He told me straight. He said, well, they don't bug me constantly for council tax and torture me with this, that, and the other, and make it impossible living circumstances. I can't afford the rent anyway. So he was quite happy to be where he was, which I found, how bad is it that people are happy to do that? Got the shit in handbags, and he's got to be done, guys, soon as. But everyone knows that, don't they? And I am in a spiritual war. I am a man of action. John Neo, good to see you, bro. And Bab. And Marianne with the dimples. And Gio. Good to see you, Gio 19. Okay, safe, bro. Let's shut you all, as I said, Wigglies, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay epic, and I'll be back very soon, guys. Okay, keep an eye on my community page for anything that's happening. All of them events and everything is linked down below in the description box. Okay, see you soon. Scott Spellering, much love to you. Thanks, boys. Thanks, girls. Thanks, friends. Missy, never seen you there. And Matt Whitehead is here. Martin, I've been here 4 years. You have, Mark. Fucking hell. You've been here a lifetime, boy. And Liddy. Yeah, emojis are evil. They are of the devil. Okay. Thank you, Stu. Thank you, Scott. Much of you. And thank you, Adam Cookage, my bro. Okay, that's it. I'm gone. See you soon. 579 of you. Make sure to share this out. Like it if you did. And just click that red subscribe button and the bell as well if you haven't. Okay, get subscribing. There's more